This 2021 PIAA Football Championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, Select Physical Therapy NovaCare Rehab, and by Wise Markets. The following is a PCN Sports presentation.
From Hershey, the Pennsylvania Cable Network presents the 2021 PIAA Football Championships. Tonight, it is the 4A title game featuring the District 7 champion Aliquippa Quips coming in with a 12-1 record, taking on the District 3 champion Bishop McDevitt Crusaders, also with a mark of 12-1 on the season. Very pleasant good evening to you and welcome to Hersheypark Stadium. Steve Degler along with former Penn Stater Brandon Noble. And Brandon, these are two perennial powers, always a threat to win the state title in Pennsylvania, and they are two very similar teams coming into this game.
Yeah, they're both very, very big. There are a lot of large people out there on the field tonight. Walking around during pregame, I felt very small. Even the head coach for Aliquippa is huge. So a lot of size, a lot of speed, two traditional powers. I mean, this is exactly what you want in Hershey.
And the other thing which really is neat about this matchup, two fairly young teams as well.
Very young, and very fast. And this group, I mean, there's 14-year-olds out here we're going to talk about that are getting after it. Freshman quarterbacks, sophomore tailbacks. Some of the big guys are young guys that we'll talk about tonight. There's a bright future for both of these programs, even though they're here tonight.
Well, that very large coach that Brandon was talking about is Mike Warfield, who leads the Quips. He was a 25-year member of the Pennsylvania State Police. He is in his fourth season at his alma mater. Class of '87, was a quarterback for the Quips. All he has done is win 50 of his 55 games, including a state title in his first year in 2018. The Quips have won 11 in a row coming into tonight. And one of the youngsters we're talking about is their tailback in Tyquay Hayes.
Yeah, Hayes is special, and he's only 14 years old. You know, listen to Coach Warfield talk about him. He's got a 4.0. He's got all his ducks in a row. This is a guy that's got a bright future, 7.5 a carry, 20 touchdowns. He's going to be a handful tonight.
Bishop McDevitt is led by Jeff Wechter. He is now in his 24th year as the head coach. He has posted 235 wins with the Crusaders, 10 District 3 titles. It's his fourth time in the championship game. He is still looking for his first win in the last game of the season. His talented tailback is Marquise Williams.
Yeah, and Williams is the guy, look at that. I mean, 10.5 a carry, 25 touchdowns. And he has the ability, Coach Wechter talked about it, like Shady McCoy, a great McDevitt running back that played in the NFL forever, right, to cut and then be full speed before anything else happens, and that's a rare quality.
So two teams that certainly know the way to Hersheypark Stadium. Let's take a look at the map of Pennsylvania. Very short trip for Bishop McDevitt. The Crusaders out of the state capital in Harrisburg, here in Dauphin County, about a 20-minute ride from the school to here at Hersheypark Stadium. This is the fifth time the school has played in the state title game. They have one victory. Aliquippa, eighth time coming to Hershey. The Quips right along the Ohio River in Beaver County. They are one of 5 PIAA teams to make it to Hershey this season. So they're here. Let's check out how they managed to advance to the championship game. A really good bracket in 4A. Starting in the top half, Bishop McDevitt in District 3 beat Berks Catholic in the semis, then Lampeter Strasburg in the finals. Its only state game to this point was against District 1's Bishop Shanahan, a victory in the semifinals. Bottom half of the bracket, Aliquippa at a District 7 beats McKeesport in double overtime, then takes down the top seed Bell Vernon in the Whippeal final before beating previously unbeaten Jersey Shore last week in the semis. Jersey Shore was a state finalist a year ago, and when you look at this bracket, not surprising, Brandon, that Bishop McDevitt and Aliquippa get here, but this is a very strong field in 4A.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there's a lot of good football that's been played. Downtown East, where I coach, we played Bishop Shanahan, really good football team. Again, a lot of size, a lot of speed, a lot of youth. It's going to be a lot of fun.
This should be a fantastic game here in Hershey. Right now, we go down to the field for tonight's coin toss and the national anthem.
All right, guys, we'll go through this again. Aliquippa white. McDevitt, we're going to call you gold. Visitors, home. That is a heads. Aliquippa, you've won the toss. You've elected to defer. McDevitt, you've elected to receive. And we're going to kick that way, correct? All right, you're going to head down here. You're going to head down here. Aliquippa has won the toss. Elected to defer. McDevitt will receive. All right, guys, let's go. Good luck.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please rise as we honor our country with a performance of the Star-Spangled Banner. Ladies and gentlemen, Bishop McDevitt Sr., Audrey Wierzbicki.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
A chilly night here in Hershey, and I can't believe I'm saying this, Brandon, relatively wind-free at this stadium, which is extremely unusual.
Definitely unusual. It's chilly. It feels good. It feels right. You know, and it is a little different that those flags are not absolutely going straight out and whipping around in the wind.
So we'll see what effect, if any, there is on the kicking game tonight, because normally there's a big effect.
Yeah, kickers and quarterbacks, right? They enjoy it when there's no wind.
35 degrees as Aliquippa will tee it up. Emmanuel Giadu Manti, who is from Ghana. They simply call him Pele. It's a lot easier.
Yes.
He moved from Ghana in January, lives with his uncle, with some members of his family, plays basketball. He played soccer in Africa, and now he's playing football here in America. He will kick things off for the Quips. They're in white. McDevitt is in the blue and gold. And the Crusaders will move from left to right here in the first quarter. Camille Foster is back deep, averaging 36 yards per kick return. He has a 96-yard return for a touchdown. He'll handle a low kick at about the 8-yard line. Foster has some room around the right corner, and he will turn that edge and get out across the 40. Outstanding field position for the Crusaders as Arison Walker, a freshman, will make the tackle on special teams. The quarterback for the Crusaders, he is just a freshman, but he is a good one. Steve Saunders, 6'1", 175 pounds, completing 65% of his passes for nearly 2,800 yards and 43 touchdowns, second most in school history.
That's massive. And the other side of that is only 8 interceptions. Decision-making, processing, those are really important, and it takes some time to be that good as a freshman is kind of scary.
Marquise Williams is the running back. He will get the carry on first down, and tough to get outside against this Aliquippa defense. There is a lot of great speed, especially at the outside linebacker position. No gain on first down for Williams. McDevitt offense, we talked about Saunders. Nate Kinsey is the tight end. Foster Scott, Mario Easterly are the wide receivers. Easterly outstanding. Williams the tailback. Ethan Straining, Riley Robel, Cameron Zaengel, Dimitri Chacon, and Gabe Arena along the offensive line for McDevitt. Arena has an offer from Virginia Tech. Saunders throwing on second down and 10, and he puts it right on a string. Rico Scott with the catch. And this will go all the way for a touchdown. It's Mario Easterly, number 5, not number 6, who will go 59 yards for a touchdown, but Saunders is down after the play.
Saunders took a shot there. They brought a late blitz off the edge. It actually is one of the defensive ends coming from the left-hand side of your screen here. You're going to see it coming outside, gets a shot on Saunders. Saunders put that ball, I mean, that was absolutely perfect right there. One of the things that Coach Wechter talked about was the speed that Aliquippa has at the defensive back level, and he got that thing in there because he broke on that ball, and you saw right there, Saunders got a little twisted up.
That is the 44th touchdown pass of the year for Saunders. That ties the school record set by Nick Marsilio back in 2014. And the extra point by Michael Chiha is good. He's now 51 for 51 and 55 seconds in. Bishop McDevitt leads 7-0.
Big plays. You don't know when it's going to happen, right? And something like that to happen that fast in the game, pretty incredible. Right now, Aliquippa's got to just reset, right? You're starting fresh. You're going to get the ball now and do what you do, right? There's no reason to panic, no reason to feel bad. The DB made a great break on the ball. It was just better, Stone Saunders put it right where he needed to be.
You look at Easterly, and again, I apologize, it was number 5, not number 6. His 54th catch of the year puts him over 1,000 yards on the season. He is the 16th McDevitt receiver to get to 1,000 yards. That is his 15th touchdown reception of the year. And he'll be playing for Penn State offensive coordinator Ricky Ronnie at Old Dominion next year.
Yeah, the Old Dominion. And Coach Ronnie's done a good job down there with ODU. They had a rough start, and I think he got things going. Might be bowl eligible.
Chiha will kick things off for the Crusaders. High short kick that's going to be in play down the sideline. It was McDevitt inbounds to make the recovery, and it was. Jair Rollison, a sophomore, able to keep it inbounds, and McDevitt will have possession inside the 30-yard line.
What a kick. I mean, that is such a great bounce. Let's see if his left foot was in. Let's check this other angle right here. He's got the ball. Oh, that's close. That is close. That right foot looks like it's dragging out of bounds there. His left foot's in bounds. Right foot looked like it went out of bounds. So special teams, it's huge.
And McDevitt keeps the ball, looking to throw on first down. Saunders under some more pressure, throws into some traffic, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by Brandon Banks. It'll be second down and 10. Aliquippa defensively. Isaiah Martinez, Sire Clark, John Sparrow, Brandon Banks, who we just talked about. Cameron Lindsay had an interception return for a touchdown last week. That defensive line also brings some size as well. Moreland and King are the ends with Eberhardt, Banks, and McBride inside. Nico Eberhardt's 280 pounds, one of the lighter guys.
They're big people. There's a lot of big guys out there.
Second down and 10 for the Crusaders. The give is to Williams inside. He is to the 20 and down to the 18-yard line, a pickup of 9.
Nice little trap inside there. And they're going to have to be creative the way they run the football. This is a big group. And you see Riley Robel there, number 55, the guard for McDevitt. Pulls, gets a little bit of a pancake block, and then Williams does a good job hitting the hole.
3rd and 1. Saunders this time gives it to Sincere Bowers, his first carry. Even though he is thrown backwards, looks like he has enough forward progress to get a first down at the 16-yard line. Bowers, a junior, averaging 12 yards a carry.
Yeah, that's not bad. As a junior, 12 yards a carry. That was a nice run. He hit that wall. He ran into that Aliquippa interior D-line. You mentioned, right? 325, 275, 280. Not small, but then he was able to bounce out there and get the edge and fall forward for a first down.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line. These are two teams that have scored a ton of points, not given up a lot. McDevitt trying to get back-to-back touchdowns. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Camille Foster, who has 34 grabs on the year. It's second down and 10.
It's a nice job up front, and McDevitt's actually keeping 7 guys in to protect right now. Sometimes, as many guys as possible. They got 2 tight ends in the game and the back, and all of them are in there helping the O-line, trying to slow that pressure down from that Aliquippa D-line.
What's one of the first things Jeff Wechter told us about the Aliquippa defense? He said nobody's moved them all year.
Yeah, at all.
Second and 10 for the Crusaders. Straight ahead again, and this is Williams into the end zone for a touchdown. His 26th rushing touchdown of the year, and in the first 2 minutes plus, McDevitt has scored twice.
Got Williams right here. Again, they're pulling somebody, right? So you're not going to move. We're kind of gap blocking and just trying to get some angles. And Williams finds that tiny little crease in there in between all those giant people, and he's able to hit the hole and run untouched into the end zone.
Chiha again for the point after. This one is not going to be good, so it's 13-0 with 9:47 to play in the first quarter. If you're McDevitt, you can't ask for a better start.
No, you can't. And right before that first touchdown with Easterly, I was going to talk about special teams and how big they are in games like this, and how we never talk about special teams. And all of a sudden, you get a play like that, and right here, this is what happens when you have great special teams plays. You're able to get a nice, easy, not an easy touchdown, right? But right there, that looked pretty easy right there by Williams running up the middle to get him to 13.
26 on the ground for Williams this year. That is 6th most in school history. You're talking about a school that has 2 tailbacks that have amassed over 10,000 yards in the NFL, in LaShawn McCoy and Ricky Waters. You're in good company when you're on that list.
Yeah. Yes, you are. Those are 2 guys that did it for a long time in the NFL, and as well as anybody else. And when you're mentioned in that company, then you're doing the right thing.
There isn't a high school in the country that can make that claim. 2 10,000-yard rushers in the NFL. Bishop McDevitt, the only one. Chiha, what will he do here? It's high and short again. Fair catch is called for this time, and it's going to have to be down where the ball was caught, even though it wasn't the player who made the fair catch signal. John Tracy caught the ball, but the fair catch had been called for, so that's where the play ends. Here's a look at the quarterback for Aliquippa. Quentin Good is just a sophomore. He has thrown for 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, completing 57% of his passes. He's 5'7", 155 pounds. Threw for 205 yards in the semifinal win over Jersey Shore last week.
He's going to have a good night. And play under control right now. You're down by 2 touchdowns. Again, just do what you do.
They'll go jet sweep on first down to John Tracy, who is the second running back. Tracy will get a yard to the 32. Take a look at this Aliquippa offense, and the offensive line it's just unbelievable when you look at the size of these guys up front. 6'4", 345 for Crowder, 6'7", 365 for Jones, 6'4", 325 for McBride.
I mean, that's an NFL-sized O-line.
You're glad you're not playing against these guys.
Absolutely.
That is for sure. First carry for Hayes, and he will get a couple more. We'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. This McDevitt defense is giving up just 6.5 points per game. You look at Russo, the linebacker, over 100 tackles on the year. Ender, very strong. Foster, Kephart, Russell in that secondary. It's a 3rd down and 7 coming up for Aliquippa. PCN thanks Select Physical Therapy, NovaCare Rehab for bringing you tonight's starting lineups. Good throwing for the first down. It's an out pattern right along the sideline, and it's ruled incomplete, even though Donovan Walker thought he had made the catch inbounds, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 7 for the Quips.
That's a tough one, right? Going 3 and out after the last couple series that McDevitt's had, and then you get your offense out for the first time. Let's see this right here. They had an opportunity, right? The ball was just, oh man, it was close.
Trying to keep his feet
get the
in
feet
the air.
up, absolutely. The body control that wide receivers have is ridiculous. To be able to get 1 foot in and do those kinds of things that they do out there on the edge and to know where they are is something that's always amazing to me.
Easterly and Foster are the return men. Yadu Manti with the punt. This one will take a favorable bounce for Aliquippa, rolling dead at about the 28-yard line. So McDevitt will take over. We have not even played 4 minutes yet, and the Crusaders already lead this 13-0.
Yeah, and again, that was a tough 3 and out right there for Aliquippa. You get behind the sticks a little bit early, end up in that 3rd and long, and then your pass is out. You're incomplete but out of bounds, or complete and out of bounds. And so, like, they need to stop right here. They need to get some momentum. They need a big stop, whether it's 3 and out or a turnover or a big play on defense. Some facet of the game has to spark things for Aliquippa.
And if you're Bishop McDevitt, you're thinking we have a chance to seize control of this thing early. Aliquippa gives up just 10.5 points a game, 13 scored in the first 247. Here's what we talked about, that speed on the outer edge of the defense. Williams not even close to getting those shoulders turned upfield.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't even come close to the edge. I mean, that whole thing got collapsed. Watch the middle. They didn't even block the nose guard right there. I mean, that was ridiculous. Crowder, he's the biggest guy out there, and they didn't block him.
57 tackles on the year, 13 tackles for a loss. Again, he is 6'4", 345, a junior.
And this is a big O-line for McDevitt, and they look small compared to that D-line for Aliquippa.
2nd and 13. Saunders steps into the throw. Good pattern run by Foster. He'll make the catch, and some yards after the grab are going to give him close to a 1st down. The ball is loose, however, and now a scramble back at the 30-yard line. And it looks like McDevitt will retain possession as Easterly is able to fall on it. But they lost a 1st down there.
Yeah, that's a good job by Easterly going and get that. And you're going to watch as the receiver catches the ball here. Look, watch how he's holding that thing loose right there. That's a great job by Aliquippa right there to go in and rip that thing out. That was John Sparrow. The defensive back goes in, number 14, pops that ball out, and then great job by Easterly right there going and getting the football.
And he was close to just basically ripping it out and controlling it himself.
Yes, yeah. And that's the kind of play that Aliquippa needs right now. And they got him at 3rd and long here, right? Use your speed, get after him a little bit, get some pressure on the freshman quarterback.
So instead of 1st and 10, it's 3rd and 7. Saunders looking left the whole time, and he will be sacked back at the 30-yard line as busting through is Nico Eberhardt for his 5th sack of the year. And just what you called for, a response by the Aliquippa defense.
Yeah, somebody had to rise up on that sideline and play some ball, and Aliquippa definitely did. And look, that's max protection. And Saunders held that ball for a long time, which means that the back end did a great job. And no D lineman wants to talk about coverage sacks. They all just want the sack. But there's definitely a little asterisk by that one. Good power rush, though, there by the big fella in the middle.
They will get the ball back here. It's a short punt that is going to go out of bounds inside McDevitt territory. So Aliquippa is going to have great field position when we come back to Hersheypark Stadium, trying to get some stability here after the Quips gave up 2 touchdowns early. It's 13-0 Crusaders with 6:06 to play in the opening quarter.
Are you ready for the sports season? The licensed clinical experts at Select Physical Therapy are. Don't let aches, pains, or an injury keep you from watching your favorite team compete or participating in your favorite activities. Trust our physical therapists to help you feel better, faster, and to get you back to the things you love. With many convenient locations throughout the community, Select is here to help you heal. To schedule an appointment today, go to selectphysicaltherapy.com. Select Physical Therapy, the power of physical therapy.
Really good chance for Aliquippa to get right back in this thing after giving up 2 early touchdowns. The defense gets a 3-and-out, short punt. And now you have great field position at the Bishop McDevitt 42-yard line.
Yeah, that was a really big stop right there. And again, talking about special teams, they helped McDevitt out there, getting that kind of high pop-up kick that they did, and they recovered and turned it into 6 points. And a bad kick there by the punter, and Aliquippa's got good field position there.
On first down, the give is to Hayes, and the freshman is gone. 42 yards for a touchdown, and just like that, the Quips are on the board as Hayes has his 21st rushing touchdown of the year.
That's all it takes. All right, just find that crease, get your offense the ball, put it in your best player's hands. Good job up front, moving people out of there. And Hayes, that's a nice run. Runs through the tackle, a little stiff arm there like you like to see, and that kind of speed. You know, we talked about the size. We keep talking about the size, but there's a lot of speed out on this football field at all the positions, the skill positions and the tailbacks.
He's a freshman, but the young man picked up his first offer this week from James Franklin of the Penn State Nittany Lions. What a season this young man. Again, he's 14.
It's a nice first one to get.
You know something about that. Not that you're biased.
I don't think that was the first one, though, I got.
There's Pele for the extra point.
That's awesome.
Mike Warfield said it's just easier to say.
Yep, that's exactly right.
It is good, and now just like that, 13-7,
Yeah.
7-second scoring drive, and the freshman takes it in from 42 yards out.
You know, like we talked about in the open, both of these teams, great tradition. They're well coached. They've been through it. They've won a lot of football games this year, so no one's going to quit. No one's going to give up, and you know that Aliquippa is going to keep fighting. You know, I mean, look at this run, man. He hits that crease right there. And there's as great as Easterly's been on offense right there, you know, he just runs right through that. Little stiff arm to the forehead and into the end zone I go.
13-7 with 5:57 to play in the first quarter. Refuel with chocolate milk. The American Dairy Association Northeast is proud to sponsor the 2021 PIAA Football Championships score bar. Go for some of that right now.
I love chocolate milk.
Let's go!
I do.
This is one of those situations, Brandon, where you look at numbers and they only tell part of the story, but you think, all right, what's going to win out here tonight? The offenses or the defenses? Aliquippa scoring 41 points per game. Bishop McDevitt is getting 47 a game. Defensively, the Quips allow 10.5. McDevitt allows 6.5. So far, advantage offense.
Yeah, definitely. I looked at those numbers initially as I was getting ready for the game, and you see team, you know, defenses giving up those few points, and it's like, man, that's incredible. But you flip it, and you realize how high-powered both of these offenses are, and nobody's safe.
That is very true. Nobody is safe in this one. Aliquippa on the return. This is number 6, Rico Scott, one of the up men, his second kick return of the season. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders at the 28-yard line.
You know, Aliquippa now, you come out, you've had some success. Maybe the nerves are gone. You know, like this is a huge deal. To go walk out on that field and run out there with a helmet on tonight is a big, big deal. You know, talking to the coaches, and in my head, I'm going, man, I would be an absolute nervous wreck right now to be playing and to be coaching in this game. And I've played in some big ones, and so they've settled in. Now they've got to go do it again.
Aliquippa came from behind last week in beating Jersey Shore and did it in a flurry. Quips scored in the last play of the first half, the first play from scrimmage in the second half, and really didn't look back after that. And the defense responding here, just a yard gain. 2nd down and 9 as Williams got the carry.
Yeah, Coach Wechter said we're going to have to try and run the football. We're going to try and run the football in different ways. You know, you can't just go and say, all right, we're going to push these guys off the ball, because like you said, no one has. And so you're going to see a lot of different ways to run the football. You're also going to see them try and spread them out like this and throw some quick passes.
A little mistake there on the snap. The penalty flag is going to nullify the play. Our first flag of the night. Our officiating crew is out of District 1, led by referee Mike Terleski.
Dead ball. False start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
So now a 2nd down and 14 coming up for McDevitt as you look at the rest of the crew. Again, out of District 1. Jeff Wechter with a win tonight would give him 250 in his career. 235 at McDevitt, 14 at Lebanon Catholic. Saunders throwing, and it's intercepted, picked off at the 30-yard line, and racing the other way is Cameron Lindsay for the touchdown. Second straight week, an interception return for a score, and Aliquippa, just like that, has tied the game. Last week it was a 14-yard return. This one will go for 30, and Lindsay, wow, delivers on defense, make it 29 yards on the return.
Lindsay does a great job right there reading Saunders' eyes, right? He's dropping into a zone. You teach your linebackers, hey, get your eyes on the quarterback and follow his eyes, follow his shoulder. He read that absolutely perfect.
The defense saying, "Oh, wait a minute,
I like it.
We can score some points too." Menti for the lead. And who would have thought this moments ago? 14-13 Aliquippa. Still 5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
You see right here, right? That ball fluttered a little bit on him. You know, it is a little chilly out there at night. Obviously, we've all been playing football for a long time now, and it's been cold for a good chunk of the season. But that's just a great read right there by Lindsay. He just gets out in front of it. And they've been close a couple times tonight. Actually, on that first touchdown that Easterly caught, one of the defensive backs, I think it was, who was it? One of them broke on the ball really, really well. It may have been Moreland. Now he's at the end. But so I don't think he was breaking on the ball. But they've been close. And sometimes when you take those risks, you miss and you give up a big play. But in other times, you take the shot and you make a big play yourself.
Just the 5th interception thrown by Saunders this year. And what a turn of events.
Young quarterback. Big stage. You know, and those are things that you got to process. You got to get through your reads a little bit faster and get a little bit more zip on that ball.
Foster back deep. And this will be an offside call against Aliquippa. The kickoff will now come from the 35-yard line.
Dead ball, encroachment on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Mike Warfield, 25 years in the Pennsylvania State Police. He retired in 2018, now works the Western District of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Pittsburgh.
Does a great job there. Really nice guy. Enjoyed talking to him.
Yeah, that was great.
Yeah, and a big fella too. I mean,
he's just really tall.
He played quarterback. I was like, man, that's a big quarterback.
He's coached 55 games and he's won 50 of them.
Doing an amazing job.
Kick now from the 30. Hauled in at the 14-yard line. Again, this is Rico Scott. And Scott will get it out to the 40. So great field position for the Crusaders, who delivered the first couple of punches, now have taken a couple to the chin themselves.
This is an opportunity for Stone Saunders to go back out and not redeem himself, but get a little bit back, right? You know, maybe you run the ball early here in this series, but you definitely want him to throw a couple balls, whether they're quick, easy passes, you know, or something to just get a little bit of confidence back. But at the end of the day, you know, feed that running back that you've got back there in Marquise Williams.
A freshman starring in this game, offers from Michigan and Maryland right now. Marquise Williams, who's got a lot of offers on the table for his college playing days. He'll get a couple to the 42. You talk about Saunders. He's been around the game of football his entire life.
His entire life, yeah. His dad is Steve Saunders, who's the strength coach for the Baltimore Ravens and has done a lot of things. Steve played college football. He's been around, you know, so Stone's grown up around the locker room and around football, and it shows. Again, to have a freshman be starting a state title game with the kind of numbers he has says a lot about him.
2nd down and 8, throws short as you were talking and completes near midfield. That'll be enough for a first down as Nate Kinsey, who's going to William & Mary to be a catcher on the baseball team, makes the catch.
That's pretty cool. I love the multi-sport athletes. Looked like his knee was down there when he caught the football, but again, good job just finding the hole in the zone, turning around, sitting down. Nice big target for Saunders to hit right in the chest.
Gain of 9 and a first down in Aliquippa territory. Bowers is the running back. Saunders, good protection this time, and it's incomplete, looking for Easterly. Second down and 10.
I like it. Look, like I said, running the football against this group is going to be difficult. So one of the things that you got to do is you've got to throw the football. No matter what happened on the last series, you've got to throw the football a little bit and hope that it maybe opens things up to get that run game going.
But where do you attack this defense?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They did a good job early.
With the size and the speed combination, Williams, they've tried that left side, and he's been able to find the crease occasionally. This time just a couple to the 47. It will bring up a third down and 8.
That was the play they scored the first touchdown. They pull Riley Robles, the right guard, around, try to get a little trap action on the right defensive tackle. You're going to see he's going to just run into a mountain of a man right there. And Robles is not small either. He's a big fella. He's a D1 guy, 6'3", 270. Got no movement.
3 receivers to the right. Saunders, good protection, and too much on that toss, looking for Easterly. And it's 4th and 8. Look very similar to the first down attempt they made.
Yeah. The ball's getting away from him a little bit here. I think that's a tough throw. Anytime I'm a defensive coordinator at Downtown East High School, and one of the first things I look at, and this is something we looked at in college football and in pro football, is can the quarterback throw from hash to number, far hash to numbers, right? And that's a very, very hard throw to make.
Especially after you just delivered a pick 6.
Yes, mentally tough.
Punter is Corey Kalinowski. Line drive kick taken on the run at the 15-yard line by Sayer Clark. Clark gets across the 20 to about the 22, and that is where Aliquippa will have it. 1st and 10 with 2:53 to play in the first quarter. A wild first quarter.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, this is kind of what you thought it would be. Maybe not the way that you thought it would be, but with the special teams miscues and a pick 6. But at the end of the day, these are 2 good football programs, getting well coached and won a lot of football games this year. That's why they're here.
Their programs are incredible. I mean, Aliquippa has won the WPIAL 18 times. Nobody has more. Bishop McDevitt has won a District 3 championship 15 times. That's second in the district, only to the 18 of Manheim Central. Toss sweep for Hayes. Flag on the play. Hayes will scoot his way across the 35 to the 38, but the flag is on the far side, and it came at the snap. And there's also an Aliquippa player down.
It's a really nice run by Hayes. It's a shame if it comes back.
It's a gain of 16 if it stands. Mike Warfield out to take a look here. And this McDevitt team is playing with some heavy hearts this season. Deacon Joseph Rabel was with the Bishop McDevitt program for about 40 years, and he would deliver the pregame prayer, and he would be around. Jeff Wechter said he was always with us. He said we would sit together on the bus. There he is with athletic director Tommy Mealy, who played in the 95 state championship team. And he said he'd also come up and shake my hand before each game because I miss that.
Yeah, absolutely.
On the offense. 15 yards from the previous spot, remains first down.
Deacon Rabel died at age 82 in late May, and he certainly had a huge impact on the Bishop McDevitt program.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking to Coach Wechter about him before the game, and he talked about how he would ride when they had the long bus rides, and they'd sit together and just kind of talk about life, right? And then how much he misses those moments right there.
Tommy Mealy, who had 18 touchdowns in that state championship year, has been the athletic director for many years, and he now is in charge of delivering that pregame prayer. That's been handed off to him.
Big shoes to fill there.
Absolutely. The chop block against Aliquippa moves the ball back inside the 15-yard line. Instead of a 1st and 10 at the 38, they've got a 1st and 21. Isaiah Martinez, a junior, will get the carry, just his 9th of the year. He is out to the 19-yard line. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 13.
That was a nice little play right there. A little fake pitch, a little toss, which is what they just creased the McDevitt defense with, before the penalty, and a little kind of reversed around, a little fullback trap. Give Martinez a little love there.
Quentin Good under center. They'll go toss sweep again to Hayes. Hayes gets through that little hole and will get knocked down at the 30-yard line. Took a big hit, but he brings up a 3rd and 2. Tackle made by Ryan Russo. He came in with 119 tackles on the season.
There's a nice block right there by Martinez, right on the edge. And that's what springs him right there. And look, that kid is talented. When you see him get out on the edge like that, he runs like an older player, and he doesn't run like a 14-year-old. And really nice block by Martinez. And actually, Martinez is part of the reason they're in 3rd and 2 right now. They were 1st and a mile, and that first run on 1st down kind of got things going again for Aliquippa.
Offset eye this time. They'll keep it on the ground on 3rd and 2, and bouncing off the head is John Tracy, and has a 1st down across the 40-yard line. That was all Tracy, the sophomore, averaging 6 yards per carry.
The other guy. I mean, that was a great run right there. He's tackled in the backfield. That balance right there to spin off of that thing, put his hand in the ground, turn, another spin back out there off the edge. I mean, watch that. That cut coming off of the spin right there where he goes back inside. Absolutely incredible.
He has scored 12 touchdowns this year. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Not much inside this time as we're in the final minute of the 1st quarter. Tracy gets his 2nd straight carry. He'll head off the field as Hayes is back in.
Nice 1-2 punch right there.
What a luxury. And one's a freshman, one's a sophomore.
Yeah, he got him for a couple more years.
What a wild 1st quarter. Bishop McDevitt scored 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes and 13 seconds. Aliquippa answered with a pair in 58 seconds to take the lead. 2nd and 8, Good on play action. Eludes the rush, now trying to bounce it outside on the scramble. Switches hands to the left, and he will get across the 45 to the 46. Ran a long way to pick up 2.
Yeah, really quick pressure right there by Nate Kinsey. You see him come from the left of your screen there, pinches inside the tight end, gets pressure right there on Good. Good does a great job kind of sneaking out of there and get a little bit of something to get him into a 3rd and 6, which is, that's manageable. You talk about manageable 3rd downs, and anywhere from that kind of 4 to 1 is good.
Well, we talked about Kinsey. He's going to be a catcher at William and Mary.
Yeah.
He only started playing football last year, which is incredible when you think about it. Here he is in a state championship game, 3rd down and 6. They'll keep it on the ground with Hayes, and McDevitt not fooled at all. Russo at the bottom of the pile. So is Riley Robel, who makes the stop initially, and that's a punting situation now for Aliquippa. We're going to take a timeout as we're through 1 at Hersheypark Stadium in the 4A championship game. Aliquippa leading Bishop McDevitt 14-13.
What makes a bank? Busy branches, hidden fees, and of course these. That's why PSECU is not like your typical bank. We're the member-owned digital alternative that puts people over profits, with over 450,000 savers and spenders. And while we don't do these, we will treat you to financial tips and tools. Because when you gain the confidence to achieve your goals, that's us achieving ours. PSECU. Members achieve more.
Stream this championship and more anytime, anywhere, on demand with PCN Select. Learn more at PCNTV.com. We move to the second quarter at Hersheypark Stadium, the 4A championship. 14-13, Aliquippa in front of Bishop McDevitt. Bishop Guilfoyle winning a state title earlier today, holding off Red Bank Valley 21-14. Really fun Class A game to get us underway.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. A lot of big plays. That was an exciting game to watch.
Easterly back to return the punt. Manti will kick it away. It's a short one, and it's going to go out of bounds on the Aliquippa sideline at the 43-yard line. So Bishop McDevitt will now have outstanding field position.
Special teams are so big, and it is funny, you know, you don't ever talk about them at all. It doesn't seem like a big deal until they become a big deal, and you saw that with the pop-up kick that turned into some points for McDevitt. You've seen a couple punts for Aliquippa that have given, you know, McDevitt good field position, and vice versa. McDevitt's had a couple tough ones, and it's a huge part of the game where large chunks of field are kind of transferred.
Stone Saunders is 3 for 8, 75 yards, 59-yard touchdown. He's also thrown an interception for a touchdown. He'll swing it out to Williams, who cannot handle that pass. It's ruled incomplete. Second down and 10 at the 43-yard line.
I like that play, though. That's a way to run the football right there against this defense. Is you've got 3 receivers to one side. You swing your tailback out there. It's kind of like a big pitch. Right, and now you're not running into the teeth of that defense. You've got a little bit more space for Williams. You just got to complete the pass.
He has made 10 catches on the season, could not handle that one. Second down and 10 for Saunders. Williams, not much inside, a couple to the 45. Third down and 8. Dorius Moreland, a defensive end, coming in with 57 tackles. There's a look at Naquan Crowder, 57 tackles, 5 sacks on the year.
He's a big person. Big person. Nico Eberhardt is who Riley Roble had to try and trap there again and didn't get a lot of movement. That's a battle right there. There's a couple big dudes smashing into each other.
Third and 8. Saunders throws, and it's caught. Foster down the field, touchdown. McDevitt answers back with a 56-yard strike. 14th touchdown catch of the year for Camille Foster.
You see how Saunders looks out to his left right there, and he drags everybody over there because Williams is flared out. And then Foster runs that quick slant right into the vacancy, right? And you had a little peel there. You lost the backer. Foster catches the football. They miss the tackle. Touchdown.
Now Chiha, who missed his first extra point of the year in the first quarter, will make this one. He's now 52 for 53, and 1 minute into the second quarter, McDevitt is back in front, 20-14, and for Stone Saunders, that is his 45th touchdown pass of his freshman season. That is a McDevitt school record.
That's amazing. And again, that's a freshman who's able to make those kind of moves. Again, you're going to watch him here, right? Look out a little bit to the left, and it moves people, and it opens up a hole there for Foster. They're playing a little man behind it, it looked like, and that quick slant, once the DB missed, it's a touchdown.
He's averaging 25 yards a reception. He has offers from Bowling Green, Kent State, and Old Dominion.
Really nice job by Saunders coming back after that pick six. Obviously he's having a little bit more fun right now than he was a couple minutes ago, but high school football is great.
And he's also got 130 yards passing. That moves him into 7th in single season history.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, if he continues to play like this for 4 years, he's going to have them all.
There's no doubt. Fair catch is called for and made at about the 30-yard line. Another high short kick. hauled in by DeMarcus Walker. It'll be a first down for Aliquippa. They'll spot it right at the 30-yard line.
Back and forth. It's exactly what we thought it was going to be. Just a slugfest. You know, and again, going back to special teams, and I don't like special teams, to be completely honest with you. I mean, I don't like to be a part of them. I was the wedge in the NFL, and I've stayed away from coaching as much as possible. But that 1 point, right, it's 20-14. I just keep looking up there and thinking that's going to come back.
And on the other side, if you're Aliquippa, you did not cover a kick as John Tracy gets the carry on first down. So you gave McDevitt back-to-back possessions.
Yeah. It's such a huge part of the game.
6 yards for Tracy to the 36, second down and 4. Already 5 touchdowns in this game. We have not played 15 minutes. Some penetration this time, but Tracy spins out of it and quickly gets outside into McDevitt territory. He'll step out of bounds at the 48-yard line, a gain of 16 and a first down.
That's almost not fair. Watch that cut and that spin. And then the acceleration coming out of it. And another cut. Man, I mean, again, what's not fair is you've got a guy like Hayes, right? And then you spell him with a guy like Tracy. That's tough.
Now, I don't play video games at all, but is somebody operating him with a joystick?
Yeah, that was definitely, I don't know what button it would be because I don't play him either. But
wow. And now Hayes out the left side. He is close to the 40-yard line, brought down there by Bryce Enders, a senior linebacker. Marked out at the 43, a gain of 5.
Getting that run game established, I think is really important for Aliquippa. You know, I think that when you look at what they do and who they are and how they're built, you know, they do play great defense, and they've got 2 really good backs and a very big O-line. You know, let's put it in their hands.
Good under center in a 2nd and 5 situation. Hayes straight ahead is going to be close to the spot. It's going to be a yard shy. It'll be a 3rd and 1 at the 39. For Aliquippa, this is finals appearance number 8. The Quips are 3-4. Last year in 2018, getting a win. Bishop McDevitt is in its 5th championship game. A victory 26 years ago today.
Wow.
Against Burrell, 29-0. They've lost 3 straight since then. Hayes on 3rd down, shakes off the hit, and will have a first down. That is great second effort after initial contact in the backfield.
Yeah, somebody popped through there. That's a good job by Hayes. Shows the strength. You know, he's not huge. He's not a big guy, but at the end of the day, being able to run through a defensive lineman's arm tackle on 3rd and short, that's big.
It was Jimani George Herron, a senior, who got that initial hit. Hayes listed at 5'9", 170. The freshman broke the tackle and got the first down to the 36-yard line. Play action, good. Rolls out, dumps it off complete to Isaiah Martinez, and Martinez is inside the 30 to the 28-yard line, brought down there by Ryan Russo.
I like a little play action. You've established the run on this drive. You've moved the ball really well down the field. You see Martinez right there. He's lined up as a wing. A little kind of delay release. And reward him for all those blocks that he's making right now.
His 3rd catch of the year, pickup of 8, 2nd down and 2. Hayes able to break through again. There was some penetration into the backfield, or it's Tracy, and he just bolts his way to the 15-yard line just like that. Another first down after a gain of 13.
Yeah, really nice job up front. Little trap action. I think they pulled somebody. You see the big fellow right there pulling, and Kinsey got way upfield, and Tracy does the rest. Nice cut, cuts back into the teeth of the defense, which is always a little bit dangerous.
What a duo. Little counter to Tracy this time, trying to get outside, and he did escape the initial hit, but then the swarm of blue after that brings him down. Ty Kephart made the initial hit, the sophomore defensive back.
Good job by Kephart coming up from his safety position, getting downhill, right, setting the edge, running the alley. It's nice getting up there, and then the rest of his buddies show up because, you know, both of these backs, Hayes and Tracy, you're not going to tackle them by yourself very often. So the more hats you get to the ball defensively, the better.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15, back at the 20. Aliquippa trying to get a line properly here. 5 seconds to snap, and Mike Warfield is going to take a timeout with 7:32 to play in the half, just to be sure here that everybody's where they're supposed to be and you don't make a mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to get a penalty right there. And, you know, 2nd and 15. Now you're in 2nd and 20. You know, you definitely want to be smart. That was a good call.
Mentioned Aliquippa is here for the 8th time. The last time the Quips were here, it was the first season as head coach for Mike Warfield, and what a day for Avante McKenzie in 2018. 198 yards on the ground, 4 touchdowns as the Quips beat Middletown 35-0. Both teams were 3A at the time. It was Middletown's 3rd straight defeat in the state finals, and it was also a big day defensively for this Aliquippa team, as McKenzie with the 198 yards and the 4 touchdowns, their first title since 2003 when Darrell Rivas was a senior at Aliquippa.
He's pretty good.
Yeah, he's done some things.
Yeah.
Mike Ditka, obviously.
Yeah, there's some big names. Western PA football. Going to Penn State, I heard all about it from all my Pittsburgh buddies.
What a year it's been.
Yeah.
In Western Pennsylvania. That is for sure. I know you don't want to talk about it as a Penn Stater.
Can't do it.
But we have to. Here is Tracy again down to the 10-yard line. We'll bring up a 3rd and 5. You've got the Steelers coming off a huge win against the Ravens when Baltimore could not convert 2 in the closing seconds. The Pitt Panthers win the ACC, are going to the Peach Bowl, and Kenny Pickett is a Heisman finalist. And they've got 5 teams from the Whippeal in the state championships this weekend.
Yeah, it's great football out there, absolutely. The Steelers are great, and their high school football teams are great.
And they play their championships at Heinz Field. Those high school kids, it's a huge thrill for them. 3rd down, Hayes gets the carry and will be well shy of the 1st down. They need to get to the 5. He's going to be marked down at about the 8. Decision time now for the Quips.
Looks like they're going for it.
Manti has kicked a couple of field goals, but the offense will stay on the field. 4th and 3 at the 8. Good. Looking to throw. Some patience, and right at the 5-yard line should be a 1st down, as he was able to connect with Brandon Banks, who makes his 8th catch of the year.
Good job by Good getting in there, and a little rubber out there, and Banks does a good job. I wasn't sure he was going to get the 1st. He sat his route down just a little bit in front of the marker right there, and he falls forward, which is good, and got a good spot. But that was close right there.
Yeah, where he caught the ball, he was short.
Yeah.
1st and goal at the 5. Aliquippa trying to return serve. Tracy lowers the head. And we'll get down to about the 2-yard line.
That O-line starting to really kind of move the McDevitt defense off the ball. And then, you're starting to see this. This has been a long drive right here. There's a long time to be out on the field when you got 280 and 300-pound men leaning on you.
13th play of the drive. 2nd and goal at the 2. The indication is a touchdown for Aliquippa, as John Tracy will take it in from 2 yards out.
That was a nice job by the Aliquippa offense. And watch the surge here right on the right side. Great job by Martinez with that lead block right there. We're talking about that big O-line. Martinez, number 3, does a great job from his fullback position, running in there and taking on that inside linebacker. That was an old school ISO play right there. 2 double teams, lead up on the Mike linebacker, touchdown.
He's had a big impact on this first half in a variety of ways.
Fullbacks and tight ends, man, I love it when they're on the field.
High snap, as Manti will not get a chance to kick this one, and The two-point conversion will come up short as Clark tried to run it in, but each team has now missed an extra point, and with 5:16 to play in the first half, Aliquippa, Bishop McDevitt tied at 20 here in Hershey.
When you need care, you need it fast. But you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door. Or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
Because. 2 syllables, 7 letters, so much meaning. Because is an explanation, an answer to the question, why? It connects where we've been to where we're going. And at Highmark, the road ahead is altogether new. We are reinventing healthcare because it can be simpler, smoother, because it can do more. Get ready for healthcare that goes beyond care. Because life. Highmark, Blue Shield.
John Tracy with the 2-yard rushing touchdown. That is his 13th of the season, capping a 13-play, 70-yard drive that took up over 5.5 minutes.
That's exhausting for a defense. I mean, it really is. And you saw it as that drive went on. Those big linemen just leaning on you. Martinez leading out there to block, and 2 really, really good backs. That's hard to stop. And again, a great job on that 4th and 3 to get the first down with a pass, which they don't have to do a lot of right now.
Manti to kick off. Foster is back deep for McDevitt. We're tied at 20. This one hooking toward the sideline and out of bounds. Let's see what Jeff Wechter decides to do here. Not many coaches make them kick it again.
Yeah,
I might this time.
Yeah, I mean, it might. It looks like that's what they're doing.
5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Yeah.
Neither team is kicking the ball deep, so take advantage of that.
Yeah, that was a good decision by number 30, Ty Kephart right there, the safety. He's kind of, you know, there was that moment where it was like, do you get it? Look, that football, man, it bounces funny ways. And if you make the wrong decision and that thing rolls back in, Aliquippa gets the football, that's a bad deal right there. That's a bad feeling. But Kephart does a good job making the right decision. Ball goes out of bounds. Now they've got an opportunity to get a big return if they'll kick it.
And Foster standing at the 13-yard line. So we'll try it again. Another one hooked out of bounds. So Jeff Wechter, I think, is going to say move him back 5 more.
Yeah, absolutely. Take him back. You see him right there. Take him back.
Free kick out of bounds. On the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, free kick.
You know, it's interesting. You and I were talking about this for many, many years. Aliquippa basically went without a kicker.
Yeah.
They tried very few extra points along the way. They've been able to find kickers. They don't have a soccer team.
Nope. Yeah.
So it's been an issue. They go for 2 most times. And then your punting and your kickoffs, you never knew what you're going to get sometimes. So they found a kicker here, but unfortunately the young man has kicked 2 straight out of bounds.
Yeah, and I think they're doing it right to avoid the return, right? They're doing it to keep the ball out of Foster's hands. And they're trying to put it kind of in a little bit of a hole on the kickoff return team, right? Between the up back and what would be the tight end maybe in the back there. And unfortunately, that thing's gone out of bounds on him twice now. It's maybe time to just squib it right down the middle or something like that.
The ball is now back at the 30-yard line.
Let's go, Cat!
And that's going to hook out of bounds. I've never seen that.
Wow. I feel terrible.
Jeff Wechter said 5 more yards.
Yep, just keep taking them back.
Free kick out of bounds on the kicking team. 5-yard penalty, free kick.
No. Yeah, never seen this. Many years of football. it looked like almost like he was trying to kind of toe punch it and get it down the middle of the field, and it hooked off to the right arm.
Now I'm thinking, move the ball all the way over to the left hash and give him a little more territory, if that's what you're trying to do.
It's like my golf game, right? I point out to the left, and it's going to go down the middle if I'm at a right angle to the fairway.
There are a lot of people that are relating to that analogy right now.
Yes.
And right down the middle, Foster will field this at the 27-yard line. Across the 45 and into Aliquippa territory, and making them re-kick certainly pays off, as they are going to have outstanding field position. 42-yard line for the Crusaders.
Yeah, I mean, look at special teams. You know, it's funny. It's actually become a big theme tonight all of a sudden. And these are the kind of things that can win or lose championships for you.
I'm going to mark it down at the 43. So let me ask you, when you're working on a high school staff, in a typical week, how much time is dedicated to special teams?
Not enough. Down in town, we tried this year to do more. But it's so hard, right? Because you're using all sorts of different kids, and the time, it's not enough. It's not enough for what is really a third of the game.
Is it every day?
Yeah, it is. In some places, we do at Downingtown right now, but I've been places where it's not.
Saunders swings it out. Rico Scott will lower the shoulder and get a first down as he gets to the 32-yard line and pick up of 11, call it 12, as they'll give him progress to the 31.
Saunders does a good job there getting that ball out in the flat. He's feeling a little bit better right now. You can tell he's got a little bit of that mojo back, a little bit more zip on the football.
Zaire Clark making the tackle. Saunders now 5 for 11 for 142 yards and a couple of touchdowns. Saunders looking, has some room right side, stays inbounds, loses the football, and it's recovered by McDevitt at the 25-yard line. One of the things that Jeff Wechter told us before the game about Stone Saunders, again, he is a freshman, is how quickly he processes things.
Yep, and you saw it right there, right? He went through his progression, and then he felt the rush, and he knew where the escape route was. Now, the Wechter's not going to like that ending right there. And that's where he's going to say, get down, get out of bounds. Don't try and be a tough guy right now. We need you for another half of football and 3 more years.
That's especially the 3 more years
part. Yeah, the 3 more years part. So we can get back here.
Gain of 6, second down and 4. Williams ended up going parallel to the line of scrimmage, and he will go nowhere as he is brought down quickly by Nico Eberhardt, the junior, with a loss of a yard. It's 3rd and 5.
Eberhardt, Crowder. I mean, those are some big boys in there, and they do a great job of. I mean, look, they move too. That's the thing that's really been impressive for me tonight, is watching these guys play and how big they are. But they move. They move laterally really well. And talking to Coach Wechter before the game, everybody says a little timeout, I think here. Just get the ball outside of them, but their DNs do such a great job. Their outside linebackers are so fast, you can't get the ball outside.
Timeout called by McDevitt. So that's the interesting conundrum if you're an offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
They've got so much size inside. There's just not a whole lot of space there. And then you think, okay, let's bounce it outside. Well, that's where they have all the speed.
That's exactly right. And they're built really, really well. And you've got 3 guys. When you play a 3-4 or an odd front, they're kind of a 3-4, almost a 5-man front, because their outside backers really play on the line of scrimmage. But when you've got 3 big guys inside there that can occupy all of that space, and it's so hard to get up in the middle because your linebackers run free. And the same thing, right? You go to toss the ball outside. Next thing you know, those outside linebackers and safeties are flying downhill. You can't get anywhere. This is a good rushing football team with Bishop McDevitt, and they're having a really, really tough time running the football.
PCN is proud to bring you the Pennsylvania Farm Show coverage coming January 8th through the 15th. Get more information at PCNTV.com. Each team has a couple of timeouts remaining in this opening half. Nico Eberhardt with 3 tackles in this first half, including that tackle for a loss. Brings up a 3rd and 5 for the Crusaders. They'll bunch trips to the left. Williams is the running back. Saunders looking left, lobs one for Scott, and he'll make the catch near the first down marker. He's brought down by Dorius Moreland, and it looks like he's going to be about a yard shot.
Yeah, just a little short. Let's see, good job by Saunders. Again, he knows right where he's going with that football. It's a nice tackle right there. Moreland comes up, makes a really, really nice tackle. Keeping him short of the first down. It's a big down right here. This is huge.
4th and a yard, 3:15 to play in the half. Three to snap. Trying to get Aliquippa to jump, and Jeff Wechter will call a timeout instead. That's good discipline by the Quips.
Yeah, definitely, to not jump off sides. Again, you know, it's 4th and a little less than a yard too, and those are tough downs right there. You want to get a jump. If you're a D lineman, you want to get the jump, and you got to really do a good job of not listening to the quarterback. Again, I find it's a little bit harder or a little bit easier to hard count when you're under center because you're right there in front of the nose guard. People always yell at nose guards for jumping off sides because they're right in front of the ball, but the quarterback's also right there screaming in your ear. Not that I'm defending nose guards because that's what I played for my entire career, but I never jumped off sides, of course. So
you're allowed to defend them. You're part of the fraternity.
Absolutely, but no, that was a good job, right? But they're still going to come out, right? And again, you know, to me, it's, you know, give the ball to 26. I mean, he's your guy.
4th and a yard. Receiver each way. Williams straight ahead. Nothing there. Looks like Aliquippa is able to hold defensively.
Really nice play. It looked like Isaiah Martinez again, number 3, playing inside linebacker, comes in and fills that hole right there and stops Williams short.
Well, Jason McBride did a good job of filling the hole because he's 6'4", 325.
Yes, yeah, and look at Crowder in there, 70. Right, just eating that A gap up, and then Martinez fills that gap. That was beautiful.
And you got 6'4", 345, and there's nowhere to go. And Aliquippa's defense comes up with a huge play to get the ball back with 3:06 left in the half. Now, if you're the Quips, you won the toss and deferred. You can get back-to-back possessions right
now.
here.
Yeah, this is big. That was a huge stop, and to be able to get momentum, you know, all those things, and now you've got an opportunity to drive down the field. You got 2 timeouts, 3 minutes left. You can run the football right here.
And run they do with Hayes. He's one of those guys that the pile always seems to be moving forward.
Yes, yeah. And again, when the pile consists of that offensive line, those guys, they're like an avalanche. I mean, they're definitely moving forward.
Tyquay Hayes ran for 151 yards in the district championship game at Heinz Field. The week before against McKeesport, how about 41 carries for 226 yards?
That's a lot. I'm going to be tired after that.
Going to add a carry here out to the 29. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3. And we have a moment here. I want to ask you about something you brought up earlier when you're talking about wearing a team down. We're always thinking, all right, it's hot and a team is going to tire by the end of the game. But it's another extreme now. At temperatures in the mid-30s, it's a different type of the body wearing down.
Yeah, your body actually is a lot tighter, right? Your muscles are tighter. You're cold. You're shivering, especially if you're not playing every snap. Your body gets tired that way. And that's how the cold gets you. It wears you down.
Here is Hayes, 3rd straight run. He'll get a first down to the 35-yard line.
You know, a lot of the Aliquippa guys go both ways, but when you look at McDevitt, right, those guys they're 2 platooned, and so they got guys out there on the field. When it's defense, their offensive guys are over on the sideline watching, and so you do get cold. It's not the NFL where you've got the heated seats and the helmet warmers and the giant jackets and all that stuff.
That was a huge concern for Mike Warfield about his linemen having to go both ways tonight, while McDevitt does not have that. Gain of 2 here for Hayes. It's 2nd down and 8. Eberhardt, Jason McBride, 2-way starters for Aliquippa. Just over a minute left. Still 2 timeouts remaining for Aliquippa. Out of the eye. Play action, good. Looking deep down the field, and it is incomplete. Clark was the intended receiver. And really good coverage that time by the Crusaders.
Yeah, I like the call. I feel like they should be moving a little bit faster. Again, you know, Coach Warfield may just say, look, let's go into halftime tied up, and we get the ball back. Like you said, to start the second. That's great coverage. Good, definitely overthrew it a little bit. But there was not a lot of space to put that football in right there.
Jair Rollison down the field, another sophomore. 3rd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground, and let's see if McDevitt calls timeout as Tracy does not get much. He's wrapped up by Cade Warner, and Jeff Wechter will call his 3rd and final timeout on a 4th down situation.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at the trouble that Aliquippa's had kicking the football right now, force the punt, right? You don't know what's going to happen. It's a good stop right there by the McDevitt defense. They got leaned on last time they were out there, and so to go out there and get the stop at the end of the half, that's what you want. Defensively, you don't ever want to give up points at the end of the half. You want to get a stop. You want to get off the field to not give that other team the momentum going in to the locker room.
Stay with us. Coming up at halftime, Mike Zambelli and Jim Wills will break down half number 1, and they'll recap game number 1 today. Bishop Guilfoyle with a 21-14 win over Red Bank Valley, game that was 7-0 at halftime, and they lit it up a little bit in the second half. Some big plays.
Yeah, some big plays for both sides, and it was a really exciting game. Well played, well coached. Was basically down to the wire there.
Former teammate of yours gets another gold medal.
Yeah, Coach Wheeler gets another one.
His 4th at Bishop Guilfoyle.
Yeah, congratulations. I mean, to win a championship, to win one is hard enough. To win a couple, it's pretty impressive.
He won 3 in a row for 47-0. Punt is away. Short kick. Down at the 39-yard line. McDevitt, no timeouts. Will have 45 seconds to play here before halftime.
This is where, your young quarterback, Saunders, who's been around the block now. He's not truly, he is a freshman, but he's not a freshman at this point. Right? You played 18 games. You're in your 18th game now, your 18th week. You've been doing this for a long time. But they're equipped to move the ball in 45 seconds down the field, right? You want to attack the edges a little bit, get out of bounds a couple times. Defensively, you're probably going to defend the edge, so there may be some open space in the middle. And can the O-line protect right here and keep Saunders on his feet?
Jeffrey Penn split out top of the screen, just 6 catches, but they've gone for 209 yards, setting up a screen here. It's not there as Williams is forced out of bounds immediately by Brandon Banks. No gain, and down to 40 seconds left in the half. That's a good job by Banks.
Yeah, really good job by Banks and Eberhardt. Some of the D linemen were coming out there. They felt that screen relatively early, and that was a good call. A lot of times in a 2-minute drill defensively, right, you kind of pin your ears back and you go after the quarterback, and they were doing that there. The screen's usually a good call, but good job, good discipline with their eyes defensively.
Held Williams to 26 yards on 10 carries. Penalty flag here thrown at the snap. Looks like it's against McDevitt, and they should put 2 seconds on the clock. We'll see.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, 2nd down.
They have not moved it back to 40 seconds. It was a dead ball foul, and the play had 40 seconds on the clock when it began. We'll see if that becomes a factor. Now they've put it back at 40.
You got to be smart here too. You talk about, again, freshman quarterback, great processor, good decision making. Now they're gonna take the knee, it looks like.
Aliquippa has returned the interception for a touchdown. I think that's a good point. I mean, you don't want to see him make a mistake here that not only changes the score of the game, maybe changes the way he plays the rest of the way.
Yeah, he overcame the pick 6 early in the game, right? He's back out there with confidence. You can tell Stone Saunders is having a good time. We saw him on the bench laughing a little bit after he threw a touchdown. And you don't know with the young quarterback.
Well, it's been an eventful first half here at Hersheypark Stadium. Aliquippa was down 13-0 early, led 14-13 after 1. And we are deadlocked at 20 at halftime in the 4A championship game as Aliquippa and McDevitt all square through 2 quarters of play. Stay with us. Mike Zambelli, Jim Wills with our halftime show from Hersheypark Stadium right after this on PCN.
A lot has changed since 1932.
But one thing that hasn't is Faulkner's commitment to Central PA.
Our organization is built on values like honesty, integrity, and trust.
Our prices are low and transparent.
Our buying experience is fast and easy.
And we're active in the community, supporting our friends and neighbors at charitable events, local games, and fundraisers. We remain committed to you and our community, to be sure.
Brought to you by Penn State Health Sports Medicine, the official healthcare provider of Penn State Athletics. We help athletes of every level, from weekend warriors to pros, prevent injuries, recover faster, and get back in the game. Penn State Health Sports Medicine.
When you shop at Wise, you now get rewards points for almost everything you buy. From cranberry sauce to coconut, butter to brown sugar, and coffee to candy canes. And all those points add up to big savings on food, fuel, or even a holiday ham for Christmas. Saving money? That's smart. Earning points every time you shop? That's Wise.
Eat better, spend less. That's Wise.
Enjoying our programming? Please consider a tax-deductible donation to support our mission today. PCN is a 501c3 nonprofit television network dedicated to bringing Pennsylvania to you. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
The lights shining brightly over at nearby Hersheypark, and inside Hersheypark Stadium, a duel between two of the more prolific programs in the history of the sport in the state of Pennsylvania. Deadlock 2020, and we're not talking about our vision as we welcome you back here at the half. 4A championship game. Mike Zambelli, Jim Wills. Jim, so we have two programs here that defensively this year have combined to give up about 17 points for a total game. How can you explain 40 points here at intermission?
The defenses forgot to show up in that first half, Mike, and that's the difference. I mean, they've really not played very good defense on either side of the ball, and offensively they've done a lot of good things, and McDevitt getting off to that really fast start was a big difference.
Each team has missed an extra point, which only has added to the, at times, struggles for the special teams for both teams. I mean, kicking, that's got to be a real concern on both sides of the ball heading into this second half.
Yeah, especially for Aliquippa. They had those 3 straight kicks that they got on kickoffs that they had to take it back 5 yards. So that's been a problem for them, and the extra points, as you mentioned.
I thought for a minute they were going to run out of field room there. They kept backtracking there. Kudos to their defense, though, because they bailed them out and wound up keeping Bishop McDevitt off the scoreboard.
I will say this, Aliquippa's defense, when we talk about defenses, Aliquippa's defense really came alive in that second quarter, and I think they've done a really good job of stopping the run game and doing a better job with Saunders as the quarterback, trying to defense him a little bit. But the thing of it is, I think they did a better job. First quarter, they didn't do as well.
Thought the other thing, Mike Warfield had the football 4th down, and I think it was about 3 inside the 10. He opted to go for it there. At that point of the game, it just looked like the size and that group up front, the offensive line was starting to wear down the defense.
Yeah, it was, and I think that was a good move on his part. But the thing of it is, you got to take chances in this game, and I think he wanted to take a chance, and that's what happened. happen.
That's a good point. You're in a state championship. You have to take a shot. Sometimes winning a football game. Who knows if they would have kicked a 3-point field goal, they wound up going on and getting the 6. So keep in mind for those 3 points. Let's take a look at Aliquippa. They do have 20 points in the first half. John Tracy has had a terrific game. They obviously have two very capable running backs.
Yeah, you see 11 rushes, 68 yards, and a touchdown, averaging 6.2. And he gets a lot of these runs because the attention has been given to the other running back. So he's getting a lot of good calls here in this first half, and he's really responded to the efforts that they've given him.
He's certainly a great compliment to Hayes. There's that beautiful move where he cut it to the outside, and nice job securing the football here and just getting a good opportunity in that first half. Nice leg drive there as he powers his way into the end zone for Aliquippa. On the other side of it, they've talked about this freshman quarterback and Stone Sanders. I mean, what a terrific job by this young man. And he threw the interception for the pick 6, but boy, other than that, he's been pretty good in this first half. 7 for 13, 146 yards and the 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, there you see he connects with Mario Easterly right there for 59 yards on that pass reception. He's done a very good job of surveying the field. He really knows where his receivers are at all times. He's excellent vision. He goes right where he wants to go most of the time, and that's the thing that he's really been sharp in this first half. He's gotten good protection. That's a good thing for the offensive line. And he says, another bullet out here. It's Camille Foster, and that ends up as a 56-yard touchdown pass as well. So he's done really good throwing the football in the first half.
All part of a 20-20 halftime score here between these two, and we'll see what kind of adjustment both coaches can come up with as we head into the locker room. We will step aside. Jim and I will be back, and we'll recap a very exciting Single A championship game earlier this afternoon.
This 2021 PIAA Football Championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, Select Physical Therapy NovaCare Rehab, and by Wise Markets. Alvernia University and Reading Collegetown, now offering 3 new engineering majors or enhanced business and communications programs, plus one of the largest athletic departments in Division III for both men's and women's sports. Learn more at alvernia.edu. Welcome back, Pennsylvania. High school sports have returned across the state. As teams compete this season, they all have one goal in mind: the PIAA Championships. Watch all of your favorite high school sports championships in one place on PCN. Learn more at PCNTV.com. PCN is Pennsylvania Sports. Enjoying our programming? Please consider a tax-deductible donation to support our mission today. PCN is a 501c3 nonprofit television network dedicated to bringing Pennsylvania to you. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
This was the Farm Show Arena in 2021. Nobody here. Quiet. Too quiet. But in 2022, things will get back to normal. That's right, your favorite events are coming back, live and in person, and you can watch them on PCN. Oh yeah, we need this. The Pennsylvania Farm Show, starting January 8th on PCN.
Bishop McDevitt and Aliquippa locked in a 2020 halftime duel here. This the 4A championship as some youngsters having a little fun out there on the turf. Earlier this afternoon, Jim and I were up in the booth. I don't know, I think you and I got the short end of the stick there. Those guys were pretty comfortable this afternoon. It has gotten a little brisk here tonight, but what a good single-A championship game we saw this afternoon, huh?
Outstanding game. We thought it'd go off a little slow at first, but boy, it picked up momentum very, very quickly.
Carson Kiesewetter, remember the name, improvising here. He passed for over 1,000 yards, threw for over 2,000 during the season. Nice little completion here. This action taking place in the first half. He would finish the drive with a 1-yard plunge. It was 7-0 at intermission.
Yeah, that was a good job by him. That offensive line did a great job as well. Then the second half, you're going to see a little bit of a more offensive performance by Redmond. They came up with a nice pass play there to number 10, Marquise Gardlock, and he's been a target a couple of times here. He does a nice job on a really deep pattern, ends up with a 39-yard TD pass to tie that game up at 7-7. And then, as Mike said, you're going to see Kiesewetter come up with a jump pass, something you haven't seen in a long period of time, but you saw one today as Shafiri goes in for the touchdown, 57 yards on that catch. And then you're going to see a little trickery here by Red Meg. They come back with a handoff and a lateral back to the quarterback. Bain does a good job of putting it again down the field. Gardlock with another touchdown pass of 38 yards this time. And then you're going to see a nice run at the end by Cooper Rother, 14 yards to put them ahead and keep them ahead at that point. Now, here's the fact, the last play of the game, you're going to see a sack, fourth down play, and a sack puts the final deal by Shafiri as he does a great job of putting that on the ground. And then you're going to see the interception puts the seal on the deal. And again, as Mike said, remember that name. He did a great job all game long.
Carson Kiesewetter there with the interception to seal the win. Bain for the game was 12 for 26, 138 yards, an INT, 2 touchdowns. Gardlock had 4 catches, 95 yards, and 2 scores in a losing effort there. But it was Carson Kiesewetter, 30 rushes for 130 yards, the touchdown, 4 for 5 passing, 119 yards, and a score. Here's our schedule moving forward. You and I will be back here tomorrow afternoon. Of course, Southern Columbia trying to keep their winning ways going in this tournament. They'll take on Sarah Catholic, looking for perhaps the programs first, and tomorrow night Imhotep Charter and Penn Trafford. That will be our 7 o'clock game. That'll complete our Friday, and it'll be on to a Saturday. They're calling for weather down here somewhere in the neighborhood of the 60s. I will believe that when we see it. The afternoon game will be Wyomissing area, Central Valley, St. Joe's Prep, and Mount Lebanon in the night game. Halftime here of the 4A championship game. Jim, what do you see any tweaks or adjustments you might look for heading into this third quarter?
No, I think that you're going to see pretty much a lot of the same. You're going to see Saunders throwing the ball again for McDevitt. I think that's going to be the big thing. They're going to try to establish the running game, I think, a little bit more in the second half. And then I think on the other side, Aliquippa has really been doing a good job with both the run and the pass. So I think that they're going to be doing the same. They got to shore up that kicking game. Well, that's going to be the key.
Became pretty obvious that Aliquippa might have an advantage. They do. I mean, that size of that offensive line, we'll see how it plays out, the wear and tear, and how Bishop McDevitt can hold up in that fourth quarter.
And a big key is the Quips get the ball first. That's going to be key.
Certainly it will be. 2020, our halftime score. Steve Devgler, Brandon Noble will take us home. You are watching the 4A PIAA Football Championships live on the Pennsylvania Cable Network. Enjoy the second half.
What makes a bank? Busy branches, hidden fees, these, and of course these. That's why PSECU is not like your typical bank. We're the member-owned digital alternative that puts people over profits, with over 450,000 savers and spenders. And while we don't do these, we will treat you to financial tips and tools. Because when you gain the confidence to achieve your goals, that's us achieving ours. PSECU. Members achieve more.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
When you shop at Wise, you now get rewards points for almost everything you buy. From cranberry sauce to coconut, butter to brown sugar, and coffee to candy canes. And all those points add up to big savings on food, fuel, or even a holiday ham for Christmas. Saving money? That's smart. Earning points every time you shop? That's Wise.
Eat better, spend less, that's Wise.
Test your trivia knowledge as PCN travels to Crawford County this December. Here is your chance to win an exclusive PCN prize box. Learn more at PCNTV.com. Back in Hershey, halftime in the PIAA 4A football championship. District 7 against District 3, 20-20 the score between Aliquippa and Bishop McDevitt. Steve Degler back at Hersheypark Stadium with Brandon Noble, and pretty much what we expected. Two evenly matched teams, and when you look at the numbers, it kind of bears that out through two quarters.
Yeah, definitely. They're doing it different ways, right? McDevitt's throwing the football, and Aliquippa's running the football right now, but at the end of the day, it's 20-20. Some mistakes on special teams, but other than that, a pretty clean football game.
I mean, the total yards, very even. Time of possession is very close as well, but again, the difference is McDevitt through the air, Aliquippa on the ground. And the running backs for the Quips, Tracy and Hayes, they have been very impressive.
Yeah, those two are special, and we talked about it a lot. They're young. These guys got a lot of football in front of them. They're doing a great job. That O-line's leaning a little bit. I think the third down conversion is a little interesting too, right? Aliquippa 3 for 7 on third down. They need to get into that kind of 3rd and 2, 3rd and 3 range to be really effective and keep those drives going. But 7 first downs. They had that really long drive to get things kind of tied up here in 2020, and look, they've got to do more of the same.
When you look at the running game for this McDevitt team, we knew it was going to be tough because of the size inside for Aliquippa and the speed in the outside. Do they have to find a way to run the ball or use the passing game as a running attack?
I think that's the key, right, is an extension of the run game. So you get Williams and you flare him out. You get Williams, you throw a screen to him. Get him the football. He's a dynamic football player, a guy that's a reason that they're here. So you can't just abandon it, because when you do that, then Aliquippa can pin their ears back and get after a young quarterback.
Run game for Aliquippa has been really good. The guys talked about John Tracy at halftime and what he was able to do. Tyquay Hayes right there with him in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, both these guys, what a 1-2 punch. It's a great problem to have. You've only got one football, but you got two great backs right there. They've both got incredible balance, incredible vision. They look like they're nightmares to tackle in the open field. I mean, really, you want to get these guys before they get out of the box.
So that's the running attack for the Quips. The air attack for McDevitt. Not only is it a freshman quarterback in Saunders who's really talented, he's got a lot of great receivers, including Camille Foster.
Yeah, Foster's been a guy, I mean, he's just got weapons all over the field, and which is, when you've got a freshman quarterback and you've got guys like Foster where you can throw him the ball twice and he gets 61 yards and a touchdown, that makes you better as a quarterback, right? You don't have to do quite as much.
Or you can throw the ball to Easterly, and get 59 yards for a touchdown at one pop.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I think that's the key. Easterly, Foster, as a defense, you've got to kind of pick your poison, and you got your big guys up front to stop the run. But on the back end, do you play man? Do you play zone? How do you kind of handle things when you've got that many talented receivers?
Now, we've talked right out of the top about how traditionally strong these two programs are. Aliquippa is in its 8th state title game, 3 championships to its credit. McDevitt's here for the 5th time, 1 title. A lot of these youngsters haven't experienced it, though. It's the first time for them. How much will nerves be a factor as this game wears on?
Well, I think the tighter that it is and the closer that it is, it probably leans in Aliquippa's favor because they have been here before. And again, these are younger guys, but there are a couple guys from that 18 championship, right, that may have been, remembering. Whereas McDevitt, it's a young football team. It's been a while since they've been here. So, look, nerves are a huge thing. You get down to the wire. and to win the game, right? I mean, I love games like this.
We showed you the numbers for Williams, just 26 yards on 10 carries. Again, a product of what the defense for Aliquippa has been able to do against him.
Yeah, I mean, look, this defense is special right now. They're hard to run the football against.
So we'll see what changes, if any, are made here in half number 2. Aliquippa will get the football to begin the third quarter as the Quips won the toss and deferred their choice. So it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of changes, if anything, they come up with here in the second half. But first, let's take a look back at Bishop McDevitt's last trip here to Hershey. It was 2013, taking on Archbishop Wood out of District 12, the Philly Catholic League. And things actually started out pretty well for the Crusaders. They had a 3-0 lead at halftime, but a little too much Jared McClinton when this night was over, as the running back for Wood would carry 40 times for 238 yards and 3 touchdowns, and it would be a 22-10 win for Bishop McDevitt. Both teams were in 3A at the time. Steve Devlin and his team had a juggernaut coming out of Warminster at that time, as they were able to get the win over McDevitt in 2013. And McDevitt also lost to Wood in 2011 and fell to Allentown Central Catholic in the title game in 2010. Again, the only state title for the Crusaders came 26 years ago today, a 29-0 win over Borough on December 9th of 1995.
The 1900s. It's a long time.
It is a long time. And there was a former quarterback for the Quips, Mike Warfield, class of 87. His team will get the football. I mean, do you expect things to be a whole lot different here in the second half?
No, look, both of these teams are doing exactly what they thought they were going to have to do to win the football game. And I do think it's going to come down to a big play here, a big play there. Somebody's going to make a mistake. Somebody's going to get that one big play. And again, we've seen a lot of it on special teams. I mean, this is a huge part of the football game right now.
High, short kick. Another fair catch is called for. And again, even though the guy who called the fair catch didn't make the catch himself, the ball is dead. That was Tracy and Walker again combining on that.
And look, that right there in itself is the miscommunication, right? Special teams, it's one of those things we talked about in the first half, that you don't spend as much time as you think you should, especially during the game. Like during the game, you're like, oh my gosh, I wish we would have practiced this a little bit more. But during the week, you don't have enough time for it. So it's a challenge.
Quentin Good threw the ball just 4 times in the first half, completing 2 of them for 11 yards. 1st and 10 for the Quips at the 30.
One of them was a big 4th down conversion, too, that allowed him to get in the end zone.
A crazy start. McDevitt touchdown 55 seconds in, then recovered the ensuing kick. Scored another touchdown, missed the extra point. It was 13-0, 2 minutes and 13 seconds in. But then Aliquippa scored back-to-back touchdowns in less than a minute to take a 14-13 lead after 1. Good play action, rolling on 1st down, lobs it over the middle, and it's right on target to Isaiah Martinez, who will make the catch and get out near midfield. So they put it in the air on 1st down, and Martinez makes his 2nd grab of the night.
See Martinez on the left side playing the wing, comes across the field on this bootleg. That's a really, really nice throw by Good, and great catch by Martinez. There's a guy, again, he's a fullback. All of a sudden, he's running all these ISOs and all these leads on the tosses, and they're throwing him the ball and handing the ball. He's been a huge part of this football game so far.
More yards on that play than they had through the air the entire first half. That goes for 19 and a 1st down. Hayes gets the carry into McDevitt territory to the 49, a couple of yards, 2nd down and 8.
That was a good call on the first play of the half right there. Again, you've been pounding the ball. That defense is thinking exactly what we were thinking, right? They're going to come out and do the same thing. You run a little bootleg, a little play action, get a big play to cross the 50.
Give the defense something to think about, that is for sure. Stretch play to Hayes, trying to get the edge. He gets around Kephart and will scoot out of bounds after picking up about 7 on the play. They'll mark him out at the 42-yard line.
I thought he was in trouble here. He does a good. Kephart thinks he's got him, right? Kephart, you see him coming downhill right there. And one thing you tell your kids is, run to where they're going, not where they're at. And especially when you're dealing with a guy like Hayes. who's got the ability to get around the corner, and the speed is just a little bit different.
80-yard here. Again, 3 for 7 on third downs in the first half. Hayes is on the sideline. It brings Tracy into the game. They'll give it underneath to Martinez, and McDevitt having none of it. Great surge on the play right from the snap. Werner was in there, and so was Robel.
Robel does a good job. Look at that penetration right there. You see him playing 3 technique. He jets upfield right there. They were running that little fake toss fullback dive that they hit early in the game, and Martinez got some yards on. But Robel on that one, man, he blew that thing up. He almost took the hand off.
Silver medal in heavyweights in wrestling last year. Jeff Wechter told us a great story about him. He said every time you'd have to go away because of COVID or you were on Zoom, he came back like 30 pounds heavier.
Yeah, that's a good problem. Well,
in a good way.
Yeah, I did too.
I did
hibernating
in a bad way.
Yeah,
right?
that's exactly right. The wrong ways when you're 47.
He was 5'11", 215, and played middle linebacker as a freshman, and he is now grown as a junior to 6'3", 270.
Yeah, and he is a guy that you will definitely see playing football on Saturdays. He's a wrestler. He's a D lineman. He's an O lineman. And as a college football coach, when you've got a guy like that wrestles and wrestles well, I mean that's a huge kind of bump up right there. This is a guy he's tough mentally, physically. He understands how to work. If he can win a state title as a wrestler, I mean, the ticket's punched.
And the only reason he's not adding more weight now is he's trying to stay under the limit at heavyweight to be able to wrestle in the wintertime. Saunders throwing on first down, and it's a leaping grab made by Easterly at the 40-yard line. A tremendous catch for a pickup of 18 and a first down.
That was a great catch. The throw was a little bit, it floated a little bit on him, and it looked like, right there, number 14 has an opportunity. That's John Sparrow right there. He's in a great position. Wow.
Call it a gain of 19. 2 catches now for Easterly for 78 yards. As he continues to move up these single-season receiving charts. 1st and 10 at the 40. They're going to toss that one to Bowers. It's a pass play. And Bowers, in what is in essence a jet sweep, will get a couple to the 42.
We talked at coming back from halftime about the weapons that Saunders has around him. And here's the little jet pass right here. Again, that's considered a pass, not a handoff. Little jet sweep, get around the corner, something different. That's another way to run the football. You don't have to run the ball traditionally between the tackles. Run the football enough to where the defense has to respect it.
2nd down and 8. Saunders looking left the whole time. Another touch pass, and that is going to fall incomplete. Easterly was being covered by DeMarcus Walker. It's 3rd and 8.
Easterly looking for that flag there. There's a little contact, and in high school, the rules are a little different. You can have some contact there. It's a good job. It's good coverage. That ball was uncatchable either way. Easterly wasn't getting out there. Whether
he was saying he was being held, but the referee he's pointing to had no way of seeing.
No, he was pointing to the wrong guy to get that call. But again, that ball was way overthrown. It was a good non-call.
3rd and 8. Saunders swings it out. Williams going to be shy of the first down as Cameron Lindsay will shove him out of bounds at the 48. It'll bring up a 4th and 2, and it looks like McDevitt will punt.
That's a good job. Again, we talked about different ways to get the ball in Williams' hand, and the little flare pass right there. I feel like Williams, man, he was a couple yards short. I felt like if he'd have put his shoulder down again, he had an opportunity to get there. Maybe he just didn't know where he was at the time.
Kalinowski to punt. Good kick. Lines this one over both return men, but it's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback. A 52-yard punt, but the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 there for Aliquippa.
That's a good stop right there by the defense. Gave up a big play, gave up a big long pass, a heck of a catch, and kind of rallied and settled themselves, and then they go 3 and out and get the ball back with with decent field positioning, and you got a long way to go. But, you know, when you're a grinded out two-back kind of offense like this is what you want, right? You can eat some clock. They had 13-play, 5-minute drive in the first half. You do the same thing right here. You can take the air out of somebody's sails. Defensively, there's nothing worse than getting leaned on.
A 52-yarder, the longest of the season for Kalinowski. Give off the wing to Tracy. That's well defended by the Crusaders. Short gain.
Nice play right there. Enders and Werner came up from their backer spots. Filled the hole.
Gain of just a yard. It's 2nd and 9 at the 21. Tracy walking a little gingerly as he heads back to the sideline. Aliquippa only lost to Central Valley. Second game of the year. Central Valley will play here on Saturday, looking for back-to-back state titles in 3A. Good, puts a little extra on that one over the middle, and it is complete for a first down to Sire Clark, who came in with 31 catches on the year, and that's a good throw by Quentin Good.
Yeah, I like the play action pass. Good protection there, and man, Good absolutely put that thing on a rope right there. That's a good job. I mean, those are things, you know, we talked a little bit about McDevitt throwing the football to loosen things up in the box and be able to run. And, I mean, if Aliquippa can get any semblance of a passing game going right now, if you have the threat of having to pull a safety out of the box, that could be scary.
It's a gain of 12 and a first down. Hayes right back at it. Will get another first down as he is out to the 47-yard line. A pickup of 14 more as he approaches 100 yards.
Just a little lead zone right there. Martinez with a really nice block right there up front. And definitely a little bit of holding there out on the edge. Battling, blocking, doing everything they can. You want to see your wide receivers block. You definitely want to make sure they've got their hands inside.
15 carries, 100 yards for the freshman. 1st and 10 at the 47. Tracy back in there. They're really working that left side. To midfield, pickup of 3.
This is where you get those 3, 4 yards, 5 yards. Next thing you know, it's 20 yards. Next thing you know, it's 40 yards and a touchdown. Just keep leaning, keep running. You know, I like the fact that they've got 2 backs and they give both of them the ball. Just kind of keeps those guys fresh as the defense wears down.
Left tackle is Naquan Crowder. Left guard is Jason McBride. Up the middle this time, close to another first down, is Tracy. Kephart in on the stop. A yard shy, 3rd down for the Quips.
This is where an offense like this wants to be. And defensively right now, you know, you're going, man, somebody needs to make a play. Somebody needs to get off the block. They need some sort of call here that's going to move the D-line, send somebody into a gap, but they need to get a big play right here.
Martinez on the wing. It is Tracy. Got hit quickly, but he's able to break through and get to the 41-yard line and a first down.
So this little trap play, right? There's Robel getting upfield a little bit. As a DN, right, when you feel that, a lot of times, again, you don't know exactly what's happening in the defensive call, but you want to get your eyes down inside and go and what they call spill that thing. Take that thing from the inside out. Make the ball bounce.
7th play of the drive. Toss sweep this time. Hayes mishandled a bit. There is a flag thrown, so this play is going to be whistled dead.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It'll be 1st and 15 at the 46.
Cade Werner, the linebacker, number 7 there. I like the defensively, they brought a little pressure. They brought some heat. They blitzed the linebacker, and Cade Werner tied that thing up perfect from his linebacker spot and was in the backfield. He wasn't able to make a tackle. It didn't really matter with the penalty anyways. But again, I think defensively right now, McDevitt needs to start sending a guy here or there in run blitz, not 3rd and long blitzes, but run blitzes.
1st and 15. Hayes right side this time, cuts it back in. Jaleel Terry will make the tackle at the 37-yard line, a gain of 9.
That's great vision right there. That was an ISO play. You saw Martinez go up inside the tight end or the tackle there and lead up on the linebacker. And what you saw right there from Hayes is that vision of, hey, that spot's full. There's color in that hole, and he bounced it outside.
Mike Warfield saying that the freshman goes about things the right way. Very smart kid with a 4.0. Trying to get left, able to avoid the first hit. He'll get to the 35. It'll bring up a 3rd and 4 as Easterly led the charge defensively for the Crusaders.
Yeah, Robel got in the backfield right there. That's when you talk about a good back or a great back. Being able to overcome that spot where the D lineman's on top of him right away and making him make a cut, 2 yards in the backfield. Robel, very, very good football player. We talked about a great wrestler. So he knows how to use his body and be where he's supposed to be. But Hayes is able to get around the corner on him still.
4-down territory if need be here?
I think so. I mean, they're definitely not going to kick it. So, I mean, I feel like you go for it. Unless it's a penalty right here on the offense, and then it changes things a little bit.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Now you're looking at a 3rd and about 9.5.
Now you're looking at maybe not 2-down territory. Again, it just depends on what happens here. If you get 4 or 5 yards and you feel good about it, especially the way that they can run the football, yeah. I mean, you're in that. They're not going to try a field goal from here. The wind's in the face, and we've seen kind of where the kicking game is. But if you don't get enough yardage here, do you try and pin McDevitt deep?
Good play action. Throwing complete inside the 30. That'll be good for a 1st down.
Wow.
As he put it right on the money to Tysier Thornton, the senior, with his 26th catch of the year.
I'm impressed. Look, obviously we haven't seen Good throw a lot of footballs tonight, but that was another just absolute rope.
Nine plays on this drive. And a big conversion on 3rd and long.
That was huge. I mean, I did not anticipate that. Again, when you're playing a team like this, all you're thinking about is they're going to run the football.
Good. Hands it to Tracy. Tracy not able to elude this time. Got pushed backwards. That's going to be a loss of 6. Outstanding pursuit. Ryan Russo, leading tackler on the team, at the bottom of that pile.
Yeah, good job here. There's Robel again playing defensive end and splitting the double team and kind of setting that thing up right there and allowing Kephart to come up and make the play from his safety spot.
Kephart and Russo combine on the hit. Kephart with 40 tackles on the year. 2nd down and 16, back at the 35. Good, throwing quickly, swings it out to Thornton. Thornton got around 2, still on his feet, and then gets hit hard right near the 25-yard line as Foster delivers the hit. It's an outstanding job by Thornton to make something out of this play.
Yeah, Thornton, little bubble right there, gets out there in the flat and makes a couple guys miss. Really takes one to the start.
Chase Regan had the other part of that tackle. The ball spotted at the 27-yard line. It's a 3rd and 8. 2:25 to play 3rd quarter. No score since halftime. Play clock is at 5. Good. Steps up. Slings it out of bounds. And it's 4th and 8. Good, getting up a little slowly after taking the hit.
Took a shot there. The receiver was actually out of bounds that he was trying to throw the football to. We should see what they do here. Had a little success throwing the football, though. I'm impressed with Good's arm. But this is not a great down and distance for this offense and what they do.
1 for 1 on 4th down, but this is 8 yards to go. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Good. Slides to the left. Throws a corner pattern up for grabs, and it is caught. A sensational grab by Sayer Clark. And it'll be first and goal at the 4-yard line.
Holy, what a catch. He goes up. Oh my goodness.
That's good on Sundays. 2 feet down.
That's as good as you see. I mean, look at that. Right in the basket. What a catch.
They convert a 4th and 8. Hayes hit immediately. No gain on the play. 2nd down and goal.
Nice job in there by Ethan Straining. Guys rotating in and out. Again, McDevitt's rotating their D linemen. You see the D linemen on the field right now. Their hands are on their hips. This is a long drive right here. They have been on the field for a long time.
It was Tracy, pardon me, who got the carry. 25, not 23 for no gain. That was the 14th play of this drive.
This is brutal on defense.
Hayes is in there now. Toss sweep. Hayes gets crushed at the line of scrimmage. That was Russo again.
That's teaching tape right there. You get the little blitz inside. Russo scrapes it over the top. You see him right there, tracks the running back. That was pretty.
There was no breaking of the tackle there.
No, that's how you do it. I mean, look, if you're going to, those guys are going to break arm tackles, but if you put your shoulder, your head, your body into their body, then you're in good shape. That was a beautiful tackle right there.
11 tackles for the senior linebacker, giving him 130 on the season. 3rd and goal at the 4. Hayes, the lone running back. Play action, rolling left. Pass is shy of the end zone. And it's going to be 4th and goal as Thornton is a half-yard short.
Nice little play action by Good. They had Hersheypark coming from the blitz, who's almost there.
Good call.
It's a really good call by the official.
Ball was not across the plane. So Aliquippa will have time to talk about it here. As they can let the clock run out here in the 3rd quarter. It'll be 4th and goal from about a half-yard out as we head to the 4th quarter in Hershey. 4A championship game. Still a 20-20 contest. Aliquippa and McDevitt.
When you need care, you need it fast. But you need it done with a gentle hand. We make caring an active choice, so you feel it the moment you walk in the door. Or when you log in. Urgent caring means we always listen to your needs and put you at ease. No matter what you walk in for, we'll make getting better feel better. It's what we do, because every chance we get is a chance to show we care. MedExpress. Urgent caring.
It's interactive ice cream fun at the Turkey Hill Experience, located in Columbia, PA, just south of Hershey. Create your own virtual ice cream flavor and packaging, milk our mechanical cows, and star in your own Turkey Hill commercial. Visit turkeyhillexperience.com for more information. Support PCN by texting PCN-TV to 877-907-9770.
Because. 2 syllables, 7 letters, so much meaning. Because is an explanation, an answer to the question why. It connects where we've been to where we're going. And at Highmark, the road ahead is altogether new. We are reinventing healthcare because it can be simpler, smoother, because it can do more. Get ready for healthcare that goes beyond care. Because life. Highmark, Blue Shield.
fuel with chocolate milk. The American Dairy Association Northeast is proud to sponsor the 2021 PIAA Football Championships scorebar. The scoreboard did not change in the third quarter. It's maybe going to here. We start the fourth in a 2020 game. Aliquippa's had the ball for 16 plays, 79 yards, 8 minutes and 44 seconds. It's 4th and goal at the half-yard line. It is Hayes, left side, touchdown.
What a drive. I'm tired after watching that drive.
That was impressive. Tyquay Hayes, his second rushing touchdown of the night.
Yeah, boom, you see Martinez in there knocking things backward. Lindsey, number 11. 2 fullbacks, 2 tight ends, a whole bunch of beef in between them.
I don't know what size shoe umpire Clarence Fortune wears, but that's how far they had to go.
Yeah.
He put his heel on the goal line and then put the football at his toes. That is how he spotted the ball to begin the fourth quarter. That's how close they were. Mante for the extra points, and it is good. 3 seconds into the fourth quarter, Aliquippa retakes the lead 27-20 after a very impressive 80-yard drive.
Yeah, Good did a great job in this drive, moving the chains when we need to. 3rd and longs, 4th and longs. And again, just, the running of these backs. But here's Good right here. Again, some great passes and some clutch situations. And this right here, I mean, look, I don't even know how to describe that. That's ridiculous.
22 yards on a 4th and 8 to Clark, and then Hayes does the rest.
Yeah, I mean, look, against an offense like this, when you're on the one shoe line, like you're not going to stop them. There's no stopping.
The one shoe line. I like that.
I do too. I feel like I should have thought of that at some other point in my life when I was probably down there in the dirt after being on the one shoe line. That's a terrible place to be.
The freshman, 19 carries, couple of touchdowns, 110 yards. He is as advertised, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt. He is. And his running mate, John Tracy, is just as good.
Now they've had some kicking issues, 3 straight out of bounds. We'll see what the strategy is here. Foster is the deep man for McDevitt. Clearly trying to stay away from him and his 36.4-yard kick return average.
Yeah, I mean, look, he's obviously so dynamic back there, and you try and avoid him.
This will not be Foster. Taken by Rico Scott. Scott makes a nifty move and is up the left sideline. Knocked out of bounds by Harrison Walker, but a good return. Field position out to the 40-yard line.
Now the McDevitt offense needs to get warmed up again because they sat around and watched that epic third quarter drive right there, and they got to come out and answer. Stone Saunders has to come out and lead this team and move them down the field right now and answer the bell.
Rico Scott averaging 23 yards a return. Seen a freshman running back put his team in front. Now a freshman quarterback will try and lead a comeback for McDevitt.
Yeah, how exciting is that for these programs, right? To be playing in this game and to be as young as they are, and the future is bright.
Yeah, the rest of the state maybe not too happy about that. Saunders eludes the pressure, keeping the play alive, rolling right, and he's going to throw it out of bounds. 2nd down and 10.
Really, really good decision right there. He had, I think it was Jason McBride. They decided not to block that giant person right there and let him run free at that poor child back there with the football.
Well, he's easy to miss.
He is. And this is a good job by Saunders. He's lucky one of the receivers came over and helped out. Well, that's a great job right there by McBride. Again, unblocked players make plays. I'm sure he'd like to have that back and have the sack. But good pressure. Got a flag thrown. Intentional grounding, maybe.
Intentional grounding on the offense. That's a 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Includes a loss of down. 2nd down.
That's an extremely late call.
Yeah, it was. They were working on it. You see him right here. He's going to come over here. He's going to get out of the pocket, right, and then throw the ball downfield. And, I mean, look, I'm a defensive guy. I know where they're coming from on that. When I watch that, I'd be screaming for intentional grounding too. Now I know there was a receiver kind of up on the top there that had changed his route and was going back towards the sideline and coming back towards the ball. But there weren't a lot of people over there.
I'm just curious why it took so long.
Maybe, I don't know.
They were lining up for the next play.
They were.
So it's 5 yards from the spot, which moves the ball back to the 30-yard line, and you lose the down, so it's now 2nd and 20. I actually don't disagree with the ball. Now the spot they're ruling was the 30-ish.
Yeah, I agree with you. It definitely took a long time to get him to make that call.
Saunders on 2nd and 24 overthrows this one. 3rd down as he was looking for Jeffrey Penn.
Yeah, it looked like there was a little miscommunication there. Saunders was definitely throwing the ball to a different spot, and Penn was running a little bit of a post there, and looked like Saunders felt like he should be breaking out towards the sideline a little bit.
One area of concern for Jeff Wechter coming into tonight for his team was fatigue.
Yeah, these guys have been going for a long time.
And especially his freshman quarterback. He's not gone through anything like this.
It's an eternity. You talked a little bit about COVID. The COVID year for him too was, he didn't play 8th grade football.
McDevitt 2 for 6 on 3rd down, needing 24 yards here. There's another throw that gets away. Pressure from McBride again, and it's 4th down for the Crusaders.
The big fella, I'm impressed with how he moves. And that is a big person right there. 6'4", 300+ pounds. Look at that little swim move right there. I see you, big guy. I like it. That's a great series by that young man right there.
Kalinowski's last punt, 52 yards into the end zone. Still plenty of time here, 11.5 minutes to play.
Dead ball. False start. Offense, number 32. 5-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. 4th down.
McDevitt will now have a 4th and 29. Tough night to punt. It's not a win situation. It's cold.
Yes.
Cold and damp. The ball doesn't travel all that far. Low, short kick. Down at the 47-yard line. So Aliquippa will have good field position, up 27-20 with 11:20 to play. Well, in talking about that fatigue situation for McDevitt, Jeff Wechter, as he's become more of a veteran coach now in his 24th year, he's really changed up the way he does things.
Yeah, it was cool to listen to him talk, and the way that they do things. In high school football, you play on Friday night most nights or most weeks. Most teams come in on Saturday, they get a lift in, they get a run in, they watch the film. Right, so now you're kind of on your 6th day in a row of football. They get Sunday off, they're back in on Monday, and you're going again. And he's kind of given them the day after off now. He does a really cool thing where he brings his guys in early on Thursday morning, so they have Thursday afternoon off. I mean, I appreciate the fact that he's trying to change things to win a championship.
They used to play, before they got their new stadium, they used to play Saturday mornings. They played 10:30 games on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Now they get to play under the lights on Friday nights. Their only loss was in week 1 to LaSalle. And how about the Explorers? They beat 3 teams that made it to Hershey, yet they didn't get here. They beat McDevitt, Imhotep, which is in the 5A game, and St. Joe's Prep, which is in the 6A game.
Yeah, we unfortunately, nice play right there by Kingsley, number 32, defensive end, man, getting upfield. That's what they need in the run game right now. They need to create some negative plays. You see him right on the right-hand side of your screen there, pushes upfield against Crowder, gets off the block. That's a great job. You got to get some. That's what McDevitt's missing right now, is the negative plays in the run game, especially on early downs. That was 2nd down and 10. But you've got to get those wins on 1st down against a team like this where you knock them back a little bit. That's a huge. They got to get off the field. They've got to get the stop.
3rd and 11. Aliquippa is 5 for 12 on 3rd down. 2 receivers each way. Good, steps up, throws complete, wide open at the 35-yard line is Sire Clark. He turns it back to the inside and gets down to the 8. Another huge conversion by sophomore quarterback Quentin Good.
What a play. There was a miscommunication there because it looked to me like they ran a little crossing route there. Somebody chased one of the crossers, which allowed the guy coming back across the field right there. You see him right there. Wide open, easy throw for Good.
Gain of 40 for Clark, his third catch for 75 yards. First and goal at the 8. Quentin Good is 9 for 12 for 127 yards. He is 7 for 8 in the second half.
Playing great.
Back to Hayes, the freshman, in for the third time. 8 yards out for the Quips.
Nice job by Martinez again, the right side of that offensive line. You're going to see it right there. A couple really, really nice blocks there. 33, Jace Williams, tight end.
Now this young man, what a night he has had. 22 carries, 117 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Solid work.
PIAA. I like that. It is much easier.
Yes.
Straight through, 34 to 20. There's a look at the drive. Short field, and they take advantage.
Yep. The big plays in the passing game have actually kind of been the difference in the second half that we've seen from Aliquippa. Again, like Martinez right there, Williams. It's just, and that McDevitt defense is starting to get tired. I mean, they're definitely getting worn out, and you can kind of see it in the body language right now and on that last play.
We were talking, would there be changes in the way things were done here in the second half? In the opening 2 quarters, Aliquippa had 11 yards passing, 116 yards here in the second half.
Yeah, and that's a huge difference. And sometimes it's because they ran the ball so well in the first half and so much in the first half. And even though they were tied up in 2020, yardage was even. McDevitt threw the ball more, and Aliquippa ran the ball effectively. But that has opened things up now because it forces you defensively to start bringing guys into the box.
And I thought you made a great point about negative plays. I want to look at the line for Hayes. He's carried the ball 22 times. He's gained 121 yards. He's only lost 4. So his net is 117. Yeah. So out of 22 carries, he's only been minus 4 yards.
And that's a huge part of it, especially on first down. And again, the passing game has come alive. Good's done a great job, but you've got to get negative plays in the run game if you're going to win against a team like Aliquippa.
14-point lead is the biggest of the night for the Quips. They'll go to Scott again, this time at the 16-yard line. He's going to come cross field, and he's got the corner across the 45 out to the 50, still on his feet, and he eventually runs out of real estate. They're going to mark him out of bounds at the 42-yard line. A 42-yard return for Rico Scott.
Yeah, he ran all the way across the field, too. Nice job by Rico Scott. Again, they're trying to kind of put that ball in that weird spot where they're having some issues, but good job tiptoeing here. That's the big play that maybe McDevitt needed to spark the offense.
1st and 10 for Saunders. Trying to lead his team back. Just 27 yards of offense in the second half for the Crusaders, who are down 14. Another flag.
A lot of penalties. And they haven't had a lot of plays either, probably. I feel like, Aliquippa's had the ball the entire game.
Dead ball. False start. On the offense, number 5. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, let me answer both of those for you. That's the 5th penalty on McDevitt, 7 for Aliquippa. Time of possession, 25 minutes, 15 seconds for Aliquippa, just 13:24 for McDevitt.
Yeah. But if you're McDevitt, you've also got to remember that you've got the weapons out there on the field to score immediately. You don't know when it's going to happen, right? You just got to keep doing it, and somebody's got to make a big play here to move the ball down the field.
Crusaders have had the ball for 2 minutes and 6 seconds in the second half. Saunders on 1st and 15 hangs in there and throws a bullet across the middle, Complete to Easterly to the 15, still on his feet as he gets down to the 13-yard line. A big hookup of 33 yards and a first down.
Yeah, great job right there, sitting in the pocket by Saunders. You can see it right here. They're going to rush 3, 4. Here comes a late blitz. Little crossing route right there. Man, Easterly gets the ball, gets upfield, does a good job of securing the ball at the end there. He had a defensive back chasing him down. You thought you were going to punch it out. But again, you've got the weapons out there to move the ball in big chunks and score from anywhere on the field. So just keep doing those things.
3 catches, 112 yards for Easterly. Give on first down is to Bowers. Sincere Bowers gets the call, and he is to the 4. Gain of 9. They're going to mark him back at the 5. So call it a gain of 8. Second down and 2.
Got Bowers in there, a little bit different, a little bit more kind of a not as shifty guy. He's going to be more of a speed guy and a straight ahead, straight line guy from what Coach Wechter told us before the game.
Back to Bowers again, but another flag.
Oh. Locked into the end zone.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 77. 5-yard penalty, second down.
Self-inflicted wounds in the championship game that's a tough way to. I'm not saying they're going to lose, but if you lose and you've had that many self-inflicted wounds, that's hard for a coach to stomach.
2nd and 7. We'll go right back to Bowers. Bowers will be brought down at the 6. It'll bring up a 3rd and 3 with 7:50 to play. Marquise Williams will check back in at running back for the Crusaders. Bowers will be in there with him as well on each side of the quarterback. Usually moves to a slot left. Saunders hit as he throws, and it's going to be ruled an incomplete pass. Will bring up 4th down.
The Crowder thought he had one there. Excited to get that football. Play took a while. It was well covered on the back end. Really well covered. Saunders wanted to go to that little whip route right there. It looked like Easterly was running, but it was covered really well. He took a shot to the chops right there as he was throwing the football.
4th and 3. 0 for 1 on 4th downs are the Crusaders. They'll go 3 receivers to the left. Saunders back to the end zone, incomplete. Aliquippa's defense will hold.
Oh, what a stop. That was really good defense down here when they got into that tight red zone close to the goal line. Great job on the back end, holding up in coverage. Saunders has time here. Plenty of time, but nobody's getting open. He tries that little jump pass right there.
That's a tough throw. There's almost no angle to lead your receiver.
You've got to float it. I mean, you really do have to throw it over the defensive back and drop it kind of into a bucket, into a basket on the back side of it. And you know, Rico Scott wasn't able to get that far into the back of the end zone to help out right there. And so now, really, if you're McDevitt, right, you got to know that Aliquippa has the ability to grind this thing out to the very end. And so they've got to get a little bit more aggressive in calling run blitzes, and you see it right there.
Hayes on first down, very little. We'll get to the 8, a gain of about 2, 2nd and 8.
Great job by Cade Werner right there. I don't know if it was on a blitz or not, but number 7 hit the hole right away. And you saw Robel, who's played a good football game. You know, that's a good football player right there. Riley Robel, number 55. He's done a good job in some spots here where he's holding up against some. He's a big guy, but some bigger guys. But again, I think that if you're McDevitt right now, you've got to be aggressive in blitzing the run, and then be able to handle whatever happens behind you.
Play clock is at 5. Quip's taking their time. 2nd and 8. It is Hayes again, nearly broke it. He is tackled by Bryce Enders to bring up a 3rd and short. Both these teams have been very good in the turnover department. Aliquippa is plus 23. McDevitt plus 16. McDevitt the only turnover tonight. They could really, really use one forced here on defense.
Yeah, that's what they need. I mean, the tough thing is when you're tackling backs like this, you don't have the ability to really rip the ball out unless there's multiple guys on the ball carrier. I think that's key, is getting many hats to the ball carrier and the second, third guys in, ripping the ball out. 3rd and 4. Hayes again. Shy, the way it looks.
Big. You got a pretty good spot on the far side.
He's short back. I mean, this is a tough spot right here. I'm sure they're feeling good about their run game.
You might call timeout for a measurement here after this play.
Knee goes down a little bit before the line. Ball was right across the 15.
Aliquippa's in its 8th state championship game. Quips were here the first year they were held, 1988. They lost to Berwick in 3A, 13-0. 1991 beat Hanover area. 2000 lost to Mount Carmel in AA. Beat Northern Lehigh in 2003. Lost to Wyomissing in 2012. Lost to Southern Columbia in 15. Beat Middletown in 18. And that is how close this is. I thought they got a favorable spot, but it's inches shot.
Yes, that is less than one shoe.
It's a shoelace, maybe.
Yes, that's exactly right.
All right. Ooh, Coach Noble.
Yikes.
Everybody says punt because if you don't get it, I mean, it's an extremely short field. But if you do get it, you move that much closer to ending the game.
I think with the way that their offense is playing, I think you go for it here. Your defense has played really well. You're up 2 scores with 5 minutes left. Even if McDevitt were to go and score, as long as you get the onside kick, your offense should be able to grind the clock out. But again, this is a small space to get for this O-line.
Do you go hard count, trying to get them to jump? 12 seconds to snap.
Hard count.
There's movement by Aliquippa.
That's a long time to sit in your stance. That's great discipline.
Dead ball. False start on the offense, number 56. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
That's a great job by the McDevitt defense. And, look, you sit in that stance for that long.
That means 25 seconds.
You're going to get a little twitchy. Especially, a big fellow like that, Jason McBride. The guy's played a great game so far. Got a little twitch there, but now you got to punt the football. They don't have enough guys out there.
And you would think at this point, McDevitt's going to get really good field position. Play clock at 4.
You don't want to get any deeper in the end zone.
Aliquippa is going to call a timeout here. With 4:44 to play, we are going to step aside as well. 34-20, Aliquippa in front.
Ever wonder what it's like to live in Crawford County, Pennsylvania? Join us in December to uncover every corner of a region rich with history, culture, nature, all waiting for you in Crawford County. Explore the Keystone State with PCN, one neighborhood at a time. Watch Pennsylvania's Neighborhood, Crawford County, December 13th through the 17th. Visit PCNTV.com for more. PCN is everything Pennsylvania.
PIAA championship games are the exclusive property of the PIAA. Television coverage is licensed to PCN, whose exclusive rights are protected by federal copyright law. Any retransmission of any kind or other use of the television coverage of this game without the express written consent of PIAA is prohibited by law. All fours on the board on the clock. 4th and 6 for Aliquippa. Quips lead McDevitt 34-20 in the 4A championship game. Manti to punt. Gets it away, and a good kick. Wow. And it will roll and roll. Huge, huge bounce here to the 23-yard line.
Flag on the field.
There is a flag. Right now, the ball at the 23. A 66-yard punt if it stands.
Yeah, I obviously didn't see. There were not a lot of football players down there around the ball. I'm not sure what happened.
If this play stands, McDevitt lost a ton of territory. And if they committed the penalty, it's even worse.
Yes. Well,
it's against Aliquippa.
Huh. That was a heck of a kick and a great bounce.
For a guy who's had his struggles tonight.
Yeah, that was exactly what he needed.
During the kick, block in the back. Number 21 on the kicking team. That penalty being forced half the distance to the goal. 4th down.
That is a huge break for McDevitt.
You see him running down the field, 21.
The flag right there. You see it come in.
They called it block in the back
against the kicking team.
I don't know that I've ever heard of that before.
But keep in mind the ball would have been at the 23-yard line.
Yeah.
But they're going to go half the distance and they'll re-kick this. Easterly will have another opportunity to return one.
Yeah, and they're definitely going to make sure that he fields this one. He wasn't able to. I don't think he was anticipating that kick last time, and he let it go, and you saw the bounce that happened. So you want these guys to field the ball.
You're going to bring 2 return men
there you go.
back as Foster is on one hash mark, Easterly is on the other.
Those are 2 dangerous guys back there standing on the hashes.
Manti from the end zone. Gets it away. This one is allowed to bounce as well, but it doesn't end up rolling down the field. So instead of at the 23-yard line in McDevitt territory, it's at the 42 in Aliquippa territory.
A little bit of a difference. That's a huge chunk of field right there that McDevitt just saved himself because of an unnecessary penalty right there by Aliquippa.
That's a 35-yard swing.
Yes, and again, when you've got the kind of offense that could score right now, that's not good.
Trips to the right, 1st and 10 from the 42. 4:20 left. They're going to keep it on the ground with Williams, and Williams will slip down close to a 1st down. That is the first carry of the second half for Marquise Williams. He'll pick up 9. 4 minutes to play. Stone Saunders, good protection this time. Throws over the middle, complete. Easterly reverses direction, trying to get to the outside, and he'll be wrestled down inside the 20. They'll stop the clock to move the chains with 3:44 left.
Great job sitting in the pocket. Look at all the time right there. I mean, he threw that right over Lindsey's hands. And Lindsey had the pick 6 early in the game. It seems like an eternity ago. But great throw right there. A nice catch, a nice effort at the end there by Easterly.
Gain of 14 and a 1st down. Back to Williams, straight ahead. Not much this time. McDevitt wants to get lined up quickly here, get another playoff.
Yeah, they got to get moving right now. I mean, you don't have a lot of time, right? Get up, Give the official the ball. You know, Williams needs to understand that the clock is rolling.
Ball is at the 18-yard line. McDevitt has all 3 timeouts remaining. Saunders under pressure. Finds Williams, little wheel around. He'll scoot down the sideline. Touchdown from 18 yards out. What a catch by Marquise Williams, and he stays inbounds.
Wow. That was, holy smokes. Saunders is going to feel some pressure. Crowder looking at him. Just knocks the center out of the way. Saunders takes the hit. That was close right there, but a great job by Williams walking the tightrope to get down in there. That's huge.
It's his 5th receiving touchdown of the season. Saunders extends his school record for touchdown throws in a year to 45 as Chiha makes the extra point. 3:02 left, 3 timeouts remaining, and it's back to a 7-point game.
Yeah, that was a heck of a play by Saunders. Knew he was going to get whacked by a very large human being. Or you're going to see him, right? Oh, this is a nice little. That's a nice start to the drive right there. I like that. And you know, watch him sit in the pocket here, drop that thing in the bucket to Easterly. And then again, you know you're going to take the hit. Crowder's back there. He's able to get it out to the flat to Williams, and Williams does the rest. Walks the tightrope, gets in the end zone.
Now Williams being recruited by Penn State, Notre Dame, Virginia Tech, West Virginia, Cincinnati, Texas A&M. Penn State assistant coach Terry Smith is here tonight. Certainly has ties to Aliquippa and Western Pennsylvania, but he might like what he saw there from Bishop McDevitt.
Yeah, I think he did. I mean, look, there's a lot of guys here. You know, we've talked about, you know, Hayes on the other side got his first offer from Penn State, and obviously it's a big game tonight, and so you're going to see some college coaches out here checking their guys out.
High short kick, another fair catch. And again, the guy who called the fair catch doesn't make the catch.
There's Terry. Kenny Sanders on the left in the white hood there. Those are one of the recruiting guys there. Terry coached at Gateway for a while. Then he was at Temple. When I was at Temple, he was a wide receivers coach, and then I decided to get out of coaching, and he went on to coach at Penn State, where he's done a great job for the Nittany Lions. It's probably not easy to coach for your alma mater. I feel like that's a weird space to be in sometimes. You're going to hear a lot of it from your buddies, I'm sure. But Terry's one of the good ones in this business. Great recruiter, really great coach, detail-oriented guy, and a good person, man. I really like Terry.
So it is 1st and 10 at the 34. Again, McDevitt has all of its timeouts remaining. Toss sweep to the freshman Hayes. He'll get across the 35 to the 36. Jeff Wechter will quickly call one of those timeouts before a 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, you got to burn them. Again, you got to be aggressive. Sell out right now to stop the run. Get as many hats to the ball as humanly possible. Make sure these backs get on the ground. Force them into a 3rd and long. This is a huge 2nd down right here. It's huge. You got to get the win here on 2nd down. Knock them backwards. Keep it to a minimal gain if possible, so that on 3rd and long, you've got an opportunity to get after the quarterback and get off the field.
Aliquippa is the first of 5 District 7 champions who were in Hershey this year. That's the most. They've expanded to 6 classifications.
Yeah.
The most titles in a year for the Whippeal is 3. So they've got a chance to set a lot of history here this weekend as the district. Aliquippa trying to get them off on the right foot. 2 more games tomorrow, 1 o'clock and 7 o'clock. It'll be 2A and 5A, and then 3A and 6A at noon and 6 on Saturday to officially wrap up the fall athletic season here in Pennsylvania, as basketball gets underway tomorrow night.
It was so, I mean, look, coming out of the COVID stuff and having fans in the stands and the bands playing, to be here tonight, this is great.
Hayes, 2nd down. Lowers the head, gets to the 40. 2nd timeout taken by McDevitt. It'll be a 3rd and 4. I'm really impressed with Aliquippa. By enrollment, this is a Class A school. They've opted to play up to 3A. And then you have the competition formula, which is causing some controversy in the Aliquippa area. As you win and you factor in transfers, you end up getting bounced up a classification. That's why they're now at 4. and there's speculation there'll be 5 next year. And I talked to PIAA Executive Director Bob Lombardi before the game today. There he is. And he said it's really a two-pronged thing. It's transfers in your program, and it's your success at the state rate over a 2-year period with competition points. And if you get 6 points, you can be bumped up. You get 4 if you get to the state final game, 3 semifinals, 2 to the quarterfinals, and so on. They will have that 6 points in the last 2 years as everything gets reclassified. I don't know what's going to happen. I think they'd be successful where I'm impressed with these young men, with the way they play.
I think so too. And obviously, they're going to want to stay where they are. And I get it. But like, these guys are going to win no matter what level they're at.
This is an unbelievable program for a Class A enrollment. The give is to Hayes.
Oh, what a run.
He's going to be a yard shy. McDevitt right now will take that 3rd timeout with 2:41 to play. It looks like a 4th and 1. And a long one at that.
Yeah, this is a longer one right here. That's a nice little play. Well designed. Really, really nice tackle right there. I think that was Kephart that came up from his safety spot with a little bit of help from Werner there at his linebacker spot. Really, really nice play.
Kephart and Russo have been all over the place. 13 tackles for Russo. Robel has 11. Kephart has 10. Test your trivia knowledge as PCN travels to Crawford County this December. Here is your chance to win an exclusive PCN prize box. Learn more at PCNTV.com. Fourth and a yard. 2:41 to play. McDevitt is out of timeouts. Aliquippa is not in punt formation. Good under center, offset eye. They're going to run it to Hayes, straight ahead, and it looks like he has it. On the far side, he's got a great spot. But do they inch back a little bit as they get closer to spotting the ball? From here, I think he has it based on the spot.
Great penetration there by Robel. Riley Robel does a good job getting in the backfield. You see 44 in there with him. Russo. Guys have been battling all night.
But there's a lot going on there. He was actually on top of a defender, reaching out with the ball. So when did they blow the whistle to say forward progress had stopped? Because the ball was knocked loose. He's got it. Jeff Wechter clearly not happy with the spot of the ball. And that will make Aliquippa 4 for 4 on 4th downs. And that much closer to a 4th state championship and the 2nd in 4 seasons for Mike Warfield.
Yeah, and the key right now for McDevitt is don't stop playing hard, right? You get that the reaction sometimes from a defense can be one that you go, oh man, it's over now. Right, you got an opportunity. You got to make them play this whole thing out. Right, you've gotten this far. Play the whole thing out right now. You know you're going to get a dose of Hayes. You might get a little Tracy too.
29 carries for the freshman, 3 touchdowns, 136 yards. One more time. As he'll pick up 2 more to the 46.
It's a good stop right there. You're out of timeouts if you're McDevitt now. You got to just watch the clock go down.
We can run this down to 1:28 would be 1 on the play clock. After the start that Aliquippa had, they played 2 minutes and 13 seconds and were down 13-0.
What a football game.
Everything we expected. Hayes will get nothing here. Clock down to 1:15.
Take it down there.
43 seconds. Basically, they need to snap the ball one more time.
Yep.
And just make sure that it's under 40 seconds when the play clock is set.
Yep.
Game over.
Good. Yep.
You can actually have good. He's not facing the scoreboard.
Right. Yes, you can.
But you can have him backpedal a little bit, take a knee to make sure you're under 40. There's a lot you could do here. They're going to just keep it on the ground. And that'll do it.
Yep.
As we're under 40 seconds, the play clock just reset now. So Aliquippa is going to come off the mat from a 13-point deficit early and win its 4th state title in school history with a 34-27 victory. What a fight this was here tonight.
That was an absolute battle. This was exactly what I hoped it would be. Those kids, those staffs, what an incredible job by both sides. Obviously, somebody has to win, somebody has to lose. But man, the McDevitt team played lights out. And what can you say about Aliquippa? Like you said, down 13-0. Oh, he does not want that water.
He's going to lose that battle. Mike Warfield now 51-5 in 4 years with 2 state titles. The final in 4A, Aliquippa 34, Bishop McDevitt 27. Back with more in just a moment.
This 2021 PIAA Football Championship on PCN is brought to you in part by Alvernia University, American Dairy Association Northeast, Select Physical Therapy NovaCare Rehab, and by Wise Markets. PCN invites you to explore Pennsylvania with us, one neighborhood at a time. Watch these upcoming Pennsylvania's neighborhood celebrations featuring the people and places that make each community unique. Get more at PCNTV.com.
Back at Hersheypark Stadium, where Aliquippa comes from behind to beat Bishop McDevitt 34-27 to win the 4A championship. Brandon Noble, did you like what you saw here tonight? By the way,
yeah, this was so much fun. This was great. This was as good as it gets right here.
Well, here's what I can tell you from Bishop McDevitt Athletic Director Tommy Mealy. He said, I can confirm McDevitt and Aliquippa are currently in talks to open the 22 season next fall to play each other.
That's great.
In the WPIAA versus Mid-Penn Showcase at Chambersburg High School next season. So they're going to end this year with a fantastic matchup here in Hershey, and they might get things underway against one another in 2022. That would be awesome.
I hope it happens.
I hope so too.
Do it.
That would be great. Tonight's player of the game, however, is the freshman running back, Tyquay Hayes. Sensational, as we expected here tonight for the Quips.
Yeah, what a special football player. 14 years old, all dialed in, 32 rushes, 141 yards, 3 TDs, averaging 4.4 a clip. Again, you got to give it to his big offensive line, his fullback Martinez, all the guys out there that did a lot of work. What a football player, what a game. He's got 3 more years, kids.
He was simply outstanding. His 3 touchdowns give him a total of 23 on the season, over 1,700 yards, as Aliquippa will take home its 4th state championship. McDevitt will get the runner-up trophy for the 4th time in school history.
And now direct your attention to the Aliquippa side. And we would ask that John Sparrow, Sire Clark, and Tajir Thornton please step forward as District 7 Vice Chairman Pat Manarino presents the Quips with the 2021 PIAA 4A Championship Trophy. Congratulations to the Quips of Aliquippa High School. The Quips are also being presented with a 5-pound chocolate bar, courtesy of Hershey.
So Aliquippa gets the championship. Our player of the game, Tyquay Hayes, sponsored by Lebanon Valley College, listed #1 in Pennsylvania for job placement. Lebanon Valley College will get you career ready. Visit the campus and find out why their students are so successful. Undergraduate and graduate programs available for traditional and adult learners. Visit lvc.edu. You were right. They were big, they were strong, they were fast, they were young, and both these teams were very entertaining here tonight.
Yeah, this is a great way for these guys to cap off the season. McDevitt obviously doesn't feel good about it, but they're going to walk back and look at it, and it was a good year. But man, what can you say about Aliquippa? I mean, just an amazing effort tonight.
Day number 1 is done. Day number 2 gets underway at 1 o'clock tomorrow with the AA game. 7 o'clock, we will have the 5A game right here on PCN. That will do it from Hersheypark Stadium in the 4A contest. Aliquippa now 4-4 in state championships, down 13-0 early. The Quips come back and get a 7-point win. For Brandon Noble and our entire PCN crew, Steve Degler saying so long from Chocolatetown. The final in Class 4A, Aliquippa 34, Bishop McDevitt 27. See you right back here tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock on PCN.